She doesn't even go here.
I'm bi, actually.
Excuse me. Could the ugly, untalented gays please report to the principal's office?
Hi, I'm Kurt Homo, and I'll be auditioning for the role of kicker.
Hello!
I was looking at you. I was like, I don't think he's gonna do it.
And then I did it.
Our hellos are always interesting. It usually takes us at least a minute to get there.
I mean, it's an art, really.
It's
truly.
okay. Aren't you so glad you don't have to hear that first minute part? Or maybe you do want to hear it.
We did a handful of hellos today. So
Yeah.
Be glad with the one you got, okay?
I
That's all.
guess. So, anyways, hello, not so straight nerds. I'm your host Alicia.
I'm also your host, Luke.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about the June recap, what went through the month of June, and then kind of look forward to July. Mostly, we can do a little, reflection on the whole year since we're halfway through.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're going to reflect mostly on June, and so along for the ride. How are you feeling going into this episode?
Are we feeling vibe check?
Vibe check.
I will say, I had to get through the rain to get here.
Yeah,
So-
it's been raining like crazy
So
today.
that was really great to walk through the rain without an umbrella or a jacket. So,
Mm-hmm.
but we're here. We
'Cause
are here.
I didn't know it was supposed to rain today.
I didn't.
It's July.
Summer showers,
Which
and it's
in
gross and
Florida-
it's humid. Ugh.
In Florida, that's normal. In Florida, it rains every day in July, every single day. So, but here, it's not. So that's really wild. But anyways, yeah, that would not be fun.
No, was not.
I went to lunch, and then they dropped me off, and it was like 10 feet from my door. And I got sprinkled on. It was pouring down rain. It was crazy.
Whack.
But anyways, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm very excited. I feel like
June was a good month.
it was a really good month. I can't wait to get
Yeah.
into this.
The particulars.
Well, and it's interesting because I noticed a pattern where, for the most part, every week in June, at least 2 major movies that were on our radar came out, and per week. And then July, you'd think it'd be like more action-packed than that, and it's not. Which I'm kind of glad, gives it more room to breathe, especially with 2 superhero movies coming out in July. I mean, they need room to breathe for sure. But I don't know, that just surprised me. I was like, oh my gosh, what's coming in July? And it's, there's one weekend where 2 major movies are coming out, but every other weekend it's like Superman and Fantastic Four. So, but everybody's been talking about it, so I'm excited to see what they actually do, how many people actually show up and re-show up and whatnot. So
Yeah, absolutely.
we'll see.
It's going to be a fascinating month no matter what. I hope in a good way.
Yeah,
I really hope in a good way.
yeah. Especially since I have Superman on my draft and you have Fantastic Four. So, I mean, that would just be great if
Hey,
both of them.
you also have Smurfs, so you have even more to look forward
Right,
to.
right. That was like my favorite pick. Anyways,
Actually, you
I
also have that and Jurassic World.
yes.
So you have one, like, basically
basically
every
every
weekend
week.
until Fantastic Four.
I forgot. Oh yeah.
And we
That's
will
it.
also be
Mhm.
looking with you guys at the updated draft score. So we get to see who's in the lead.
Mhm.
And kind of maybe we can talk about how we're feeling about that. A little
Yeah.
bit more in the specifics.
Very exciting. We're actually, for the most part, we're both almost most of the way through. July is really gonna almost wrap it up for both of us. So, you've got 1 or 2 in August, I think.
I have
But I-
3 actually in August.
Oh, well, never mind. Because I think I'm done after July.
You are.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you have Freaker.
You're done.
Right.
Yeah,
Freaker,
right,
I keep
right.
forgetting about that one.
Me too, though. It's on my list.
Well, they're not marketing it. They need to market it.
I think they
Anyways.
recently put out a trailer, but that is besides the point.
anyways.
So
anyways.
June movies.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we approach this maybe looking at it
By weekend,
Yeah.
kind of break
Mhm.
into the specifics where we feel so inclined.
Yeah.
cool.
I
So
mean,
June 6th,
mhm.
we had
From the world of John Wick Ballerina, the
Yeah.
full title as is on the poster.
Yeah. We have a video on that if you want to go watch a detailed explanation. We both liked it.
Absolutely.
So.
Also that weekend we had the Phoenician Scheme
The
Mhm.
newest Wes Anderson movie,
Mhm.
and Predator.
Killer of Killers on
you saw
Hulu
that
Cinemas.
one.
I saw that one.
I'm slacking. I still need to see
Gosh,
it.
So you only saw one of those.
Yeah. Because Phoenician Scheme, I don't think went anywhere near us,
It
unfortunately.
did not,
so.
which is crazy. I was actually really looking forward to it.
Mhm.
I fear Wes Anderson movies hit a lot harder for other film people than it does for me.
I agree. Because
I-
I can appreciate his visual aesthetic, but I'm not really down for the humor the way some other people are. Like, I understand that he has a type of humor and he sticks to it, and I can appreciate that from a distance. But I guess I just don't find it funny most of the time.
Did you ever see Asteroid City?
Yes.
I also did, and I will say, I
So-
think the more
I did.
I feel like it's grown on me. The longer I've like thought about it since it came out.
Okay.
Like
that's
this
fair.
year, I like have seen stuff about it and kind of like thinking of the meaning of it all.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what? This goes up to like, it was like a 5.5 to like now it's at a 7. for me.
Okay.
It's grown on me, and I feel that's how a lot of his stuff has
Mhm.
or is going to. I haven't seen a ton of his stuff,
I haven't either.
but I eventually want to get into a deep dive. The Grand Budapest Hotel,
I
I've
haven't
heard
seen
people
that
say
one.
is like his best one.
Mhm.
So I'm very interested.
That or Fantastic Mr. Fox
to see. I've heard that one
have like a great.
The
I
only,
liked
the only
it.
other one I think that I've seen is The French Dispatch. I think those are the only two that I've seen.
I
of
haven't
his.
seen that one either.
That one has Timmy Chalamet in it, and there's parts
Yeah?
of it that I really like. But it
Mhm.
was my first one, and I didn't know what to expect, so I was like,
Thrown off.
"What is this?"
Yeah, it's definitely like he has his own genre for sure.
It's
So.
interesting. And, you know, I think that's it's very bold. It's a lot of
Iconic.
bold swings, and
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, it's very interesting for sure. So
Yeah.
regardless of good or bad, I was surprised to see that the film sphere wasn't super into it, because I actually
Mm-hmm.
think that one trailer we saw all the time was actually pretty strong.
I did have a couple laughs, I will say.
So,
yeah.
it was a little upsetting to hear that it wasn't what everyone thought it was going to be. So
Mhm.
here, I still really want to see it though.
Yeah, me too.
And then Predator Killer of Killers.
Came out.
How do you
still
feel
have
about
not
that
seen it.
one?
I loved it.
Mhm.
Its animation style is somewhere between Marvel's What If and Arcane.
Oh, two big compliments for sure.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's somewhere between. I say What If almost in like the way that it like has the backgrounds. I think is very reminiscent of that.
Mhm.
It's so cool seeing predators throughout time and different types of predators and the ways that like their hunting styles reflect like the time periods that they're in.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so cool.
Okay. I know. I need to see it.
And then
I
also
kind of forgot about it
there's
for a
a
second.
there's a pretty big twist at the end that like
Okay.
completely changes the entire like franchise.
Oh.
And I think puts a very exciting
Okay.
idea of what could be next. We have Predator Badlands later this year,
Yeah.
which I think looks very strong.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see if we see any of that lore from here sooner rather than later. And there's specifically a twist I think that you're gonna really
Really
like.
okay. Have you seen any of the other Predator movies besides Prey? Because I know
I've
we've both seen that one.
The first one, the original
Okay.
Predator. And that one I thought
Okay.
was solid. I was a little surprised at how like simple and basic it was. I kind of
Mm-hmm.
thought, because there's movies that you hear a lot about, or at least I hear a lot about. I feel
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like I have this pretty often where it's like, oh my gosh, this is like a great movie. Everyone
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
talks about it. It has a whole franchise. And then I watched the first one and I'm like, oh, this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt
Yeah.
the same way with RoboCop.
Okay.
I expected it to
haven't seen
be
that
a
one.
lot, I don't know, maybe grander of a movie, but then it was
Mm-hmm.
it's very straightforward. Very like, man, I could imagine renting this on VHS
Mm-hmm.
and like popping it in and maybe losing it a day later.
Okay.
I don't know. It's solid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
But this watching because I watched Prey for the first time this month as well. So those
Mm-hmm.
two back to back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what
Mm-hmm.
a 1-2 punch.
Fun. I haven't seen any of the other Predator movies, so I was just wondering, do you happen to know timeline-wise where does the animated one fall,
Well, the animated one
or does
takes
it?
it goes throughout time.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
there's
That makes sense. You
there's
said that.
three
with
different
this- yeah, yeah.
stories. Like the earliest one takes place in like Viking times,
Okay.
and then it goes to like samurai ninja, shogun times, and then it goes into World War One.
Oh, okay. Her?
So
That's
Very.
interesting. Because
very
I'll
cool
definitely watch all of them by the time the new one comes out. I'm really good at, like, the Superman movies. I've been a bit slower than usual with them because I'm watching through the Tom Cruise movies because of Mission Impossible got me hyped for it. It's like, I want to see more of his filmography. But I'm usually pretty good at when I know a new movie's coming out, watching, like, at least, like, the I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'd seen the show, but I hadn't seen the original movie. I don't really care if I see the second or third one before I see this new one.
very valid.
But I at least watched the first one, so usually I'm pretty good at that. So I'll
Yeah.
watch him by then.
I will say,
It'll
I can't.
happen.
It makes
Then
me
we
very
can rank
excited to
'em.
watch through these other Predator movies,
Yeah.
knowing what I know in these later
The
ones
lore.
that they did not know was going to happen when they made these ones.
Okay.
There's
Mhm.
a very
fun.
interesting insinuation that I think it's fascinating,
Mhm.
and I can't wait to see kind
Yeah.
of what they think about it.
Mhm.
Are you tracking that there's 2 Alien versus Predator movies?
I think I remember hearing that because I've seen the Alien movies.
Yes.
So I gotta watch those too. Okay, I'll have a
I've
lot.
heard
I
those-
need to make a list.
I've heard those 2 are not great.
Oh, okay.
But they're there.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like, how do you mess that up? I'd be fascinated to see how they mess that up.
I don't know. I mean, we saw Final Destination. Plenty of those mess up great concepts. So just don't know. You have just dumb people in the room, I guess,
suppose.
or studio interference.
Moving on down the list to June 13th, we had
Materialists,
Mhm.
Celine Song's newest movie with
Heard.
A24. We had the live action How to Train Your Dragon.
which we have an episode on that, as well as Materialists. We did
Yeah.
Materialists and The Summer I Turned Pretty, I
Yeah.
think, are in the same episode.
Anyways.
And then The Life of Chuck came out as well.
Yeah.
And can I say, I'm so upset that
That,
Life
like,
of Chuck had such a small release. I would be surprised if it came within like 100-mile radius of us.
Yeah, well, you have someone as big as Tom Hiddleston, and it's gonna like barely have a release. That's crazy
Well,
to
and
me.
it has a really star-studded cast, actually.
Yeah. Well, and the trailers looked good. It won awards, so well, like at TIFF, like
Mhm.
People's Choice. So
Yeah.
it's like believe
I don't
in your
know.
movies
I
more.
can't believe that one didn't get a slightly
Yeah.
larger release. Like,
I think that's why it was so fun to watch the Looney Tunes movie the day the Earth blew up,
Yes.
because it's like somebody believed in this enough to give it the wide release it deserved after it was almost scrapped. And I wish more movies would get that treatment, for sure.
absolutely.
Netflix.
you
Anyways,
you'd get him.
sorry, I had a cough.
Get him one more time. Get him for me.
Yeah.
But overall, I think of the 2 we saw, How to Train Your Dragon and
How to Train Your Materialist. I
Dang.
think these are pretty good movies. I will say Materialist surprised me
Mhm.
a little bit,
Yeah.
but I think that surprised a lot of people.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon is about exactly where I expected it to be.
Yeah. Me too.
Moving on to the next weekend, where we had a handful
Big
of stuff.
weekend,
So we had 28 Years Later, the newest
From the 28
Day whatever
time period franchise.
Yeah.
We had Elio,
Mhm.
Pixar's latest movie. We had K-pop Demon Hunters, a Sony movie released on Netflix.
Yeah.
We had Bride Hard.
I forget her name. It's
Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson doing some kind of...
Shocked I just rememred that.
That's impressive, honestly.
That's just like when you said that, it like unlocked something in my brain. I was like, I know.
I volunteered.
I was like, okay. And then it also has her co-star in the Pitch Perfect,
Yes.
but I forgot her name. She was in
Love
You.
that.
Sorry, girly, you were great. I don't remember your name.
But
Sorry.
Queen. Then we also had Tyler Perry's
Straw on Netflix,
Mhm.
which you never saw that one, right?
No,
Very fascinating.
that was a movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. I
And-
never
and it's
saw
really
that.
popular. It's,
Okay.
It's high. It's pretty high on the list still, I think, for Netflix.
Okay.
And then also Disney Plus released a filmed version of their
Frozen Broadway musical, which I watched. I don't think you saw.
I
that
did
one.
add it to my watch list. And I think Straw, I've seen it on Netflix. I need to add it to my watch list. I've got a lot of stuff to watch, man. I took a break because I had a stressful week, and I just watched a bunch of Love Island season 6 because it's an easy thing to have on in the background. And then today I had my Tom Cruise day, but I really need to lock in. I need to finish the last two Superman movies. Bro, what are you doing right now?
I'm really interested to see how
That's
you feel about
crazy.
Superman Returns. Apparently, people thought it was really derivative of the first ones,
Okay.
and people were like, "Oh, make your own thing." And then Man of Steel came out, and then some people liked it, and then other people were like, "This isn't what I grew up watching," and it's like, man.
I'm so sorry. I'm listening, but also he's. Do you see what he's doing right
He's
now?
kinda freak.
Oh, okay. You talk, cause I'm gonna go handle that.
Right. So, 28 years later, we both really enjoyed. We also enjoyed Elio. So, 28 Elio years later. I don't think there's a good moniker for that one. 28 years Elio. Then
Okay, we're good now.
we also later that week finally got around to watching K-pop Demon Hunters. I watched it first, and then I got everyone else I knew on board. Because what an amazing movie!
So good.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
Like chills throughout the entire experience. We didn't get to see Bride Hard, and then like I said, I saw Straw, and I also watched Frozen, the hit Broadway musical on Disney Plus.
Her.
So a very busy weekend. So.
And then.
I don't even know where to get started on this little section of conversation. So
Well,
we have an
we
episode
have one
on
more week. The F1.
Well, no, but I'm still. Hey, you're moving on too
Oh,
fast.
okay,
We're still
okay.
Here. We're still here.
Mhm.
It's still June 20th.
Okay. Sorry, we're back in time. We haven't moved forward yet. My bad.
So we have an episode on how we felt about 28 years later. I will say I feel even better on it. Before we started this episode, I actually moved it a little higher on the score.
Okay.
We also really enjoyed Elio.
Yes.
A very sweet movie. Highly recommend. And so K-pop Demon Hunters. Let's maybe sit on that one for a hot second.
Okay. First of all, life-changing. I need to get into K-pop. I followed the band Twice, who sing the cover of Takedown in that movie during the credits. I followed them on Spotify, so it would be on my radar to start listening to their music outside of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Also, the main girl who voices Rumi, I couldn't figure out why she looked so familiar. She's in the Avatar: The Last Airbender live action show. She's June. Or she's going to be. I forgot if she was in the show or not.
Is June the Bossing Say?
No, she's the one with the smelly, the little, mole.
Oh.
The giant mole that smells things, and then Uncle Iroh flirts with her. And
Awesome. Was she in
right?
the first one? I don't think she was.
I think she's casted for season 2.
I think so as well.
I think so. But I've seen a first look of what she looks like.
Mhm.
She looks great, by the
That's
way. What a great
awesome.
casting pick. I was like, why do I know her face? Ugh. I told you he was going to stink up this room in this episode.
You see, I never noticed it until you pointed it out.
I'm sorry. I should stop pointing it out. Anyways, just breathe through your mouth.
But it's the music, it's the animation, it's the fight scene, it's the design on, these K-pop stars, their weapons, the demons, the evil demon boy band even.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
just- the choreography,
Yeah.
the visuals of it, it's just so good. It's funny, it's emotional, it's it's really good. It has an animation I would say very similar to Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, but it still feels very much its own thing, which is just really great. I think Sony's actually doing some really cool stuff in the animation field. So
I agree.
I really hope they continue
I
to
don't-
find cool little stories to tell. I really hope this one gets a sequel because I would love to be back in this world again.
And also, you mentioned the Oscars, which is so valid. They deserve
Yes.
an Oscar for that. Honestly, I'd be shocked if this wasn't nominated for at least one, if not more, original songs and Best Animated Feature.
Absolutely. The
So-
album for the movie
was number 2 on iTunes.
Like, people are listening to it. People are talking
Crazy
about it.
good.
The Oscars official page on TikTok posted a clip from them, like a singing clip. So I'm hoping that means it's on their radar.
They better be.
It better be. And that's I guess I should word that differently, because a lot of movies are on their radar, I bet, but they just don't appreciate it as much as they should. I hope because they posted it, that kind of means, like,
Someone's thinking about it in the
yeah,
realm
yeah.
of this circle.
yeah.
Which, honestly, as they should. It's
So-
really
Really good. Also, how great it would have been to watch this in theaters. I
Yeah.
can only imagine. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Netflix. It's like we have to see the new Glass Onion movie only on Netflix. It pisses me off. The
Crazy.
Frankenstein movie.
That's almost criminal. I'm
I'm
surprised.
so
I
upset.
guess Guillermo del Toro did the Pinocchio one already, but it's so
Mhm.
crazy that him of all directors was like, let's go Netflix.
That's
And I
so
guess if they give him the
lame.
budget to do what he wants, I guess that's the trade-off. But
I guess if he's getting a paycheck at the end of the day, I guess, maybe he wouldn't care. But this sucks.
I don't know, man.
More
And then
people should care.
I watched Straw,
Yeah. How is that?
starring. Let me make sure I get her name right, because she deserves
The
it. 'Cause she's a
girlfriend.
baddie.
Hidden Figures.
Yes.
So good.
Taraji
P. Henson.
I knew it was Taraj
Such
something.
a great performance from her.
Yeah.
It's I describe it as the most valid crash out ever.
Okay.
I fear you will
Her.
high key relate.
Okay.
It begins with like the Alexander in the terrible, horrible, no good, really bad day vibes, where it's
Okay.
like everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and then it. And
This
for
is
me,
my brain, like 24/7.
and for me, it was a lot of along the lines of like, wow, this is all. Like, there's a point where like you can have a really bad day, but then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, guys, where's
Somebody's-
the cameras?
yes.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
But almost to the point where it's like, it's crazy that no one has like made you regret, like the people that are like making her day horrible. It's like it's crazy that no one else has like attacked you yet. Like, if this is how you treat people, because like this is like a not okay way to treat people, and it would be insane if this is the point where like something happens because of that.
Yeah.
So the beginning takes me out a little bit, and then there's a point where it like locks into like what the movie is, and it gets really good.
Okay.
And then there's a twist at the end, which works for some people.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work for me
Okay.
because there's a lot of really raw emotion in our main character here, and I think it speaks to a very real thing that everyone feels.
Yeah.
And then there's a twist to it, which I didn't see coming. But also, like, the specifics of it are a little vague, so I'm left, like, wondering how a lot of stuff worked to, like, get us to where we are, and...
Okay.
So it wasn't quite clear, like, what, like, the reveal was like, wait...
How'd we get here?
And I feel like it takes away from, like,
Right.
how authentic the movie is without the twist.
Mm-hmm. That's a shame.
So,
I'll keep
but
that
I'm
in
interested
mind,
to see
though.
how you feel about it.
Okay.
Overall, I think it's still solid. But it clicks into something very special for a hot second.
So I've got at least 3 movies that released this month that I need to watch, apparently.
And then I also watched the Broadway.
Frozen. I will say, I really like Frozen, and I like Broadway shows. So I was very much looking forward to seeing this and
Yeah.
being blown away by it. You know that trope where it's like you turn something into a musical, and then like you have songs for things that like don't need to be songs.
Yeah. It's like sometimes people have complaints about that with the live actions, that sometimes they add songs that are not necessary.
Similar vibes.
Sometimes they have bangers, but sometimes it's like, well, did we need this song?
Sure. Well,
Maybe
and I
not.
don't even know if it's necessarily that, because there's a couple
Okay.
original songs that I honestly most of the original songs are bangers.
They're pretty good. Okay.
But they like extend or change
Right. you
some
told
of the
me this.
songs, and it's like
Some
not
of
for the better.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
Yeah.
your main 2 actresses kill it. They
Her.
make Anna a lot more like vulgar, which
Okay.
is like she's very like the different sister.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm trying to think if there's a good actress to like compare it. Like it's almost like Mabel from Gravity Falls vibes.
Okay. I love that.
Um,
Thought you were talking about your dog for a
Nope,
second.
not my
It's
dog.
Okay. I was like, sure.
but it's very interesting, and then some of their effects are really interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love whenever they have like puppets on stage, like Olaf is a puppet,
Mm-hmm.
and like the guy's just like acting behind him, and it's very fun. It feels like I don't know. I feel like I had high expectations for a lot of the stuff, and it falls a little below.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure.
But I also, and I hate that I can only compare it to a handful of other musicals that I've seen, like film adaptation, not film, but like filmed recordings of Broadway shows, and that's like Shrek the Musical, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That's Newsies, also freaking amazing. You haven't seen that?
You have to
need
tell me
watch
which
that.
version to watch because I have two.
Well, one's on stage.
There. Oh, okay.
And I want to watch the original anyways, because I've never seen it. But
Yeah.
And then there is Hamilton. So some bangers to be like in this genre, and it's like then there's this one, which is good, but it's not those, and it doesn't connect to me the way those ones do. Oh, and then they also
That's
make
fair.
the trolls like just like weird outdoor people with little clothes on.
Little clothes.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I remember you telling me that. funny.
Anyways, that's all my thoughts there.
Her?
Then
They're
June
on my list.
27th, this last weekend, we had
F1 and Megan 2.0, both of which we've done an episode on.
Yeah.
Megan
Oh my God.
F1.0.
Mm-hmm. F1.0. Oh my god.
So, and you can see how we
Felt about those movies as
Mm-hmm.
well.
So, next up on our thing, it says to rank the top 5 movies of June.
And we haven't talked about this, so this is going to be like the top of our head.
Correct.
I'm excited for that.
I have mine.
Okay. What is your top 5?
Okay, are we starting at the top or are we starting at 5?
You could do, like,
1?
5 to 1.
5 to 1. Okay.
Yeah,
For number 5, for me,
It's materialists.
yeah. Okay. I don't know what order I want.
See, I have more to choose from than her, so it's really great.
True. 1, 2. I don't want that one on my list. That one's gonna make it. That one's gonna make it. I have 4. Okay, I have 4. Definitely have to make it. Since you did materials, I'll put Elio in my number 5.
Okay.
My number 4
Is going to be Elio.
Okay. He's going
he
crazy
is going
over
crazy over
there.
here. Y'all can't see him, but he's dripping.
Okay, I'm gonna put 4 F1.
Okay.
For number
Yeah.
3, I'm going to put... What did I say? Elliot. So my number 3, I'm going to put...
Predator, Killer of Killers.
Okay. My number 3 is Ballerina.
Okay.
My number 2 is...
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Ooh. My number 2 is 28 Years Later.
And my number 1 is 28 Years Later.
My number 1's K-pop Demon Hunters. So there you go.
Interesting.
Very valid.
Yeah.
Oh, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great.
I did actually move that one up my list as well.
Good.
So, okay. So if you were to
Describe the month of June for movies overall.
Okay, first of all, June was a great month. And I would describe it, if I had to pick like one word, I'd pick variety, because there's so many different
it is pretty all over the place.
like types of movies here. I love it. There's animation and there's, accessibility, like if you don't want to or can't go to the theater, there's actually, unlike
Some great
last
stuff
month,
at home.
some
as well.
good stuff at home. Ugh. I'm like remembering The Prom Queen and
Oh,
Another
God.
Simple Favor. And last month was rough for some of those streaming movies, but this month was pretty good, and especially with K-pop Demon Hunters. And then also obviously some bangers in the theater as well. So just a good month for movies. Most of these movies are doing well financially in the box office. So yeah,
Yeah, we'd love to see it.
I'm
and
happy
it's-
about it.
Let's
yeah.
hoping we keep some of that energy, maybe increase it a little bit going into July.
Yeah,
Would love to
we'll
see that.
see what July does to all of those movies. So, anyways, yeah.
So, next up, let's talk about some of those shows that we watched this last month.
There's also
There's-
a lot of
there's
shows
even a
that came
handful.
out. Yeah.
I will say let's focus.
Maybe let's talk real quickly about the ones that we haven't watched yet.
Yeah.
So
Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb. Love Phineas and Ferb. Maybe someday I'll binge it all.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the kind of person who just likes jumping into the newest season of anything.
Yeah.
Unless I've like binged it already. So maybe
Yeah.
someday I'll get to. Honestly, right now I'm in the middle of watching Cartoon Network's The Amazing World of Gumball, which is just
Sure.
which
Love
is
that
just
show.
a happy little like have it on over there. It's goofy, it's silly, it's from my childhood, very nostalgia. But I also really like how like just crazy it is and how all of the characters are like completely different from each other.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I grew up watching Phineas and Ferb, but it was not in order at all. It was just whatever
Sure.
episode was on. So, yeah. That's kind of why I haven't gone into season 5. And I've maybe seen clips from season 5, but I haven't heard specific, like, season 5 is great, season 5 is horrible. Like,
Yeah, I haven't had
really
any
heard that
kind of
much.
impressions on it, but I don't think that's the kind of show that gets impressions.
I don't think so.
But did you watch Echo Valley?
No, because it's on Apple TV Plus, and I don't have that.
Goober.
Echo Valley stars Julianne Moore, who was in Sirens recently, and then Sydney Sweeney, which you probably know from Euphoria or
Anyone but you.
Anyone But You.
Madam Web?
Anyways, so yeah, I haven't heard much about it, and then I haven't seen it because I don't have Apple TV Plus, and I honestly was so busy with other stuff that I didn't care to even ask like if I could steal y'all's, because it's like I just have so many other things to watch. So
Yeah, that's fair.
maybe one day, maybe.
And then we have not yet watched
The Bear season 4.
Yeah,
I will say I'm not super excited to after the last season.
I'm not either.
And then I heard that this season, like the critic score is even lower than last season, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to it. Today it did get renewed for season 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I guess that's good for
Whatever.
the show, and I love that
Sure.
for the cast for sure.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll watch it, and
I don't know.
we might cover it.
Well,
Hardcore might.
yeah, and it's frustrating because I didn't like last season,
But
and
I loved the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, those are some like perfect seasons of television.
well, it's just so frustrating to tease a couple that everybody wants together that should clearly be together or get together at some point. Maybe like not right now because they need to grow before they do that, but you got to have that growth at some point or else him staying in the toxic relationship that nobody cares about, you're going to lose viewers because of that. It's, and that's not what the show's about, but I don't know. At a certain point, like, you do have to start having some growth in these characters and making good decisions. And I hear a decision he makes towards the end I really dislike. Now it's out of context, so I don't know. But just from out of context, I'm like, ooh, I hate that. I don't want that to happen, and I don't want to watch it. So it's going to be a hot minute.
I
Probably.
will say, I do also want to watch it before we see F4, so we can see the latest of Yvonne
Yeah.
Moss?
Moss.
Yvonne Bach-Moss?
Moss?
Or something like that?
Something like that.
Our thing. The thing. Our Ben Grimm.
The thing.
I'm very excited. I've liked his stuff a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a character that didn't feel particularly out, like, in the wrong in the last season, but
I think so.
who's to say?
Not that I
We
can
shall
remember.
see.
I watched We Were Liars because I read the book.
And
It was okay. The acting was kind of bad, but I was very excited to see. I forgot his name, but he's the guy that's going to play Haymitch in the upcoming Hunger Games adaptation about Haymitch's games. So excited because he was the best actor of the cast, I would say.
love to see it.
I also saw Caroline from Vampire Diaries. That actress was in it. I think she was not his mom, but one of the liars. It's like a group of 4 kids. One of the girls' moms. So, very excited to see that. And I was very excited to, in a show full of bad actors, that the one that's getting a lead role in a movie I'm really excited for was one of the good actors. So,
absolutely.
good for him. Yeah. But anyway, it was kind of giving, like, Succession if they were kids and then a tragedy happened, I guess. Because it has that element of, that's probably a bad description, but it has that element of rich
Well, at
grandpa.
first I was thinking you said Severance, and I was like,
Oh,
what?
sorry. No,
Succession.
no.
Succession. Okay.
Succession. Because it has that element of rich grandpa that runs the family. They have their own island. That's the whole concept. And he has 3 daughters. Each one of them owns a house. Like, they have their own house on the land. And then you have their kids. One main one each, part of the Liars, because they're around the same age. There's other kids, but they're not in it a lot. And then one that joins the group a little bit later, and then his dad starts dating one of the daughters. Anyways, it's a whole thing where basically money's tearing them apart. The Liars decide to do something about it to fight against their privilege, and tragedy happens. But we don't know what happens because the main character forgets what happened. She just wakes up one day and she's like basically half naked on the beach, and she's like, what the heck happened to me? And everybody's like acting traumatized, but they won't tell her what happened, and that's the whole season. And then there's a twist at the end. So
Okay.
there you go. And I still, till this day, don't know how I feel about the twist. It's very out there. It's very shocking. But I can't tell if it like ruins the concept for me or if it makes it interesting. I don't know. I wasn't blown away by the book, and I wasn't blown away by the show. So,
Such is life.
anyways. Ooh, and
So-
then Ironheart.
There is Ironheart. I'm gonna circle back to Ironheart.
Okay.
You've watched Squid Game season 3.
I have.
I am so fake. I have not watched season 2 or season 3. I will, I promise. And then I do want to have us do an episode on that for
Don't
sure.
come for me, please. Season 3 is very sad and depressing. Kind of not a shocker, but it's like, I feel like I can say this because the creator said this. He's like, don't expect a happy ending because that doesn't always happen, and especially in a show like this. So, and that's very true for season 3. It just made me so sad, and I don't know. It's one of those shows that would be really hard to wrap up because if you have a sad ending, then it's like, well, that sucked. Like, what was this all for? But then if it had a happy ending, it's like, well, is that realistic? So, but then the show, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like season 1 was definitely still the best because they had that initial intriguing concept of like, how far will people go because of this, like, because of lack of money in this capitalistic society. And then season 2 was like, do you know like the concept of season 2?
I know that he goes
Okay.
back into the game.
Yeah, okay. That's what I didn't want to spoil. I'm pretty sure that was in the trailer, but I was like a little like, I don't want to spoil it. So then it's like he goes back into the game. Why does he go back? And then like, what is he doing there? Is he trying to get out? Like all those questions. And that I feel like carries it enough. And the new characters that are interesting. Season 3 is like, how do we wrap this up? And I feel like they didn't know how.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it really. There's one really interesting thing that when that element is introduced, I was locked in a lot more than I was in the first half. It's also very short. It's only 6 episodes.
Oh.
6
That's
hours.
interesting.
It's basically, I will say, maybe what bothered me is it's basically just the second half of season 2 rather than a whole season in itself,
Okay.
for sure. So don't expect season 2 to wrap up, but you're lucky because you have to go right into season 3.
I do get to go into season 3.
There you go.
Interesting. So, looking back on some of the other I guess we only have 2 other things left on this list, but Ginny and Georgia season 3, we have a whole
Yes.
episode on, and you can listen to that right now.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
But the big one, which we might talk about a little bit, is Ironheart.
Yeah.
It is currently, as of us filming it, the first half is on Disney Plus, and we have watched that.
We're gonna see the second half tonight.
The second half comes out, so you guys will have already watched it or been
Yeah.
able to watch it. So, congratulations for being in the future.
Yeah.
So,
It's always very fun.
I guess as good a time as any to give some of our thoughts on it. Still non-spoiler, but
Yeah.
so
And we will do an episode like about the whole show once
sure.
it's all out and everything. So
I think
how do you feel going into the show?
I didn't know what
didn't know super what to expect because I know the pitch was it's having the super genius like kind of grapple with technology
Yeah.
and kind of like what does technology versus magic look like.
Mhm.
And I knew that she goes into like a criminal like arc.
Mhm.
So I imagine there'd be heist, there'd be danger, there'd be suits. I was
Yeah.
expecting a decent amount of suits. So far, we've had more than one.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see what the other if there. I know there's at least one other suit. I'm interested to see if there's more we don't see. I'm interested to see what the final one we end up with is. And then I'm very interested to see kind of where it goes from here.
Yeah.
So,
Me too.
I will say I feel like compared to other Marvel Disney Plus shows, I don't think it's like cast, like its supporting cast stands out as much as I think all of the other ones do. To me, there's like members of it that stand out, but it's like as a
Yeah.
whole, it doesn't feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, it's these guys. It's I don't
Yeah,
know. It feels
that's
like they have a bunch of different characters that like aren't doing the same thing and they just like aren't interacting, so it feels almost like it's segmented with its ensemble.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good word to put it.
I think is a good way to put it because I feel like I like her best friend and I like Anthony Ramos's character, but I don't.
I like Slug as well, the hacker or the one
Yeah.
iconic.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then, but everybody else, I feel like I don't even know if I could picture their face right now.
Sure,
So they just don't leave an
everyone
impression.
else is serviceable,
Yeah, they don't do
but they
bad.
just don't stand out.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
fear, we've seen a lot of other casts in this sphere that does. So,
Yeah. So.
but it's very exciting. I will say. Okay, how do you feel about the 3 episodes at a time?
I actually really liked watching those 3 episodes. I will say I wish they did something like that with Daredevil, like a longer show. Hi. He's still in the mic for me. Anyways, he's making biscuits on my face.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really liked watching all 3 episodes. You're killing me right now. Okay. Anyways, cause it felt like it flowed together.
Mhm.
I feel like at one point maybe they were gonna do one a week like they usually do, but I don't know. I feel like this didn't feel out of place. Maybe
Sure.
they did have a plan to do this in the first place. I don't know.
I thought, because I remember watching the first episode and I was like, it's not bad, but I don't feel myself being locked in.
Yeah.
By the second episode, I was locked in. I
Yeah.
feel like so far, and we haven't seen the last 3 episodes,
Yeah.
but I feel like this would have been a really great, like, because they do this a lot where they launch, like, the first 2 episodes. I feel like the first 2 episodes needed to be launched together.
Yeah.
And I feel like episode 3 stands on its own
Okay.
really well.
That's fair.
Like, if we only watched episode 3 one week, I think that would have been a great week. Because
I
so much
agree.
happens, and they, like, do so much cool stuff. Whenever she, like, fully gets into that, like, criminal sphere, like, that's when stuff gets really cool and very Marvel-y.
Yeah. I missed the regular suit, like not nanotech suit, because when I think it's like a parking garage or she like goes somewhere
Yeah.
with the suit and then like basically just walks out of it as it's opening. That's so cool. And I've seen that clip going around, so I'm not alone in
People like
that.
it. The
It's
people
just so
yearn
nice.
for
I didn't hate the nanotech
non-fluid
suit,
technology.
but like
It can easily be overdone. Thor did not need a nanotech helmet.
no.
Point blank, period.
Yeah. And like I don't mind anything in Wakanda. I've seen people complain about the Black Panther suit. I feel like that fits the brand really well. Just like I don't know. I wouldn't like hate if he had his own helmet, but it's also really cool when people like shoot him and it just like comes back together, or when he steps in the shoes for the first time and it like makes the suit. That's really cool. And then I feel like It just fits the aesthetic, and they don't overdo it, so I don't
Yeah,
mind.
absolutely. I like that it's only the Black Panther suit that does it.
Yeah.
And then, it's the most advanced society on Earth, so
Yeah,
they would be
of
the ones
course.
who have that.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I think it fits. And then things like here, when she's, a college student or around that age, like, I think that makes more sense for her to have a more practical suit, at least for now.
Yeah.
So,
I
Not
fear
that she
she
can't
will
go in
never
later.
have a nanotech. I mean,
I don't
maybe
think
never
so
say never,
either.
but it feels like people like that too much about this show specifically that I feel like it would be goofy to take it away.
I don't know. Wouldn't be. I don't think she's not confirmed to be in either of the Avengers movies, but I would not be surprised if she was in the future confirmed and the Russo brothers wanted to do nanotech with everybody.
You know what I think is interesting? And I just kind of thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that picture that leaked of like the concept art where you like can see the Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Interesting, those characters don't overlap with the 3 Young Avenger champion characters that we've seen like on that little set together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's America Chavez, Ironheart, and
Mm-hmm.
Cassie
Kate-
Lang.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say Kate Bishop.
No.
I might not know what you're
Because
talking
Kate
about
Bishop
right
is in
now.
the bar. So
Okay.
whenever they filmed for like some like Disney Cruise Line thing,
Okay.
they had, like,
Oh
the
yes,
Marvel
yes,
Night-
yes, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're all together
now
in
I'm
that.
like clicking. Yeah,
but
you're
I think
right.
it's interesting that
Mhm.
those 3 characters aren't in the like little concept art of like the Young Avengers being at the table. I think it's very interesting.
I don't know, man. Just never know what they're gonna do.
Right, very interesting. But
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting because this movie takes place a little ways back. It's
6 months after Wakanda Forever.
Show. You said movie.
Yes, correct. But I think it's even before
I was like,
Miss Marvel. So
Oh yeah, because then people were saying, oh, they, like, maybe that means they won't be able to recruit her yet.
I can see there being like a
timeline-wise.
time jump at the end.
I could too.
But and
Post-credit
honestly, I
scene,
really hope there is because I feel
I
why
feel
would-
she needs it and deserves it.
yeah.
They barely marketed this show, and I want them to treat it better. But we'll
Indeed.
see.
So it takes place. So it's after Miss Marvel, but it's before the Marvels where they start kind of assembling.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, but I can see there being a jump. At this point, we had Miss Marvel obviously, and then Kate Bishop is already Hawkeye at that point.
Yeah.
So she's beat Cassie. And then also America Chavez is out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I actually really like it so far. I think it's a vibe. I think it feels grounded. I think it's exploring some similar things. I've seen people complain about her line. I forgot exactly what she says, but it's along the lines of like, I could do what Tony Stark did and more if I had his money, basically, and saying like he was able
Tony
to
Stark wouldn't be Tony Stark if he wasn't a billionaire.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I can understand and partially agree with her, but also understand that I think they're trying to show that she is young and still has stuff to learn. And it's also like the audacity for people to be like, "Oh my god, she's a criminal, like ruining Tony Stark's legacy."
I
Like,
don't buy that for a second.
that's just you're just racist. Like, don't want to admit that. But
Well, and
whatever.
also, Tony created the weapons that were
That's why. That's
used
like
to
why
kill
I'm like,
people.
you know that. You're just being like
hello
dumb.
there.
He's really trying to get up there.
He's a freak.
He'll get up there one day. He just needs the upper body
So
strength.
no, I really like it. I'm very interested
to see where the show is going. I will
Mm-hmm.
say there's a twist that I sort of saw coming,
Yeah.
but the reveal still really gagged me.
Yeah.
And then the
And
ending.
also them tweeting like he is coming. You're just like, I know. I know who
And
it
then
is.
I'm
I
very
know
excited
who
for
it
what they're
is."
building towards, and then I'm very excited because the ending of the episode 3
Mhm.
is so high energy. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me wonder what the heck the rest of the show looks like, because it feels like this is what like the before the finale episode should be.
Yeah.
So now I'm very interested what our finale actually even looks like.
I don't know. I think she's got some stuff to do. They're not super long episodes, but like she's. Well, I don't want
I
to
feel
spoil
like
it.
you get your fill. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I
Yeah. Yeah.
They feel pretty sizable.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. She's got something that she has to investigate. We'll put it that way.
Roll this way, bud. It's being a freak. But yeah.
Anyways, so we've got that.
I
We've
think that's
still got her
real.
best friend. That storyline was immediately really sad once you figure out what's going on. So you do be rolling the wrong way.
What a freak.
Anyways, do you want to
So
do the
top 3 shows?
Mhm.
Oh, and then we're also in the middle of Rick and Morty.
Right. Mhm.
We're watching that as it releases. Pretty fun
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
I think they've had some very fun concepts.
Yeah.
So top 3 shows. I would say
I have mine for sure.
of these ones listed. I mean, to be fair, I haven't.
You haven't even seen 3, I don't think.
No, I've seen Ginny and Georgia and half of Ironheart. So I guess
there's my list.
There you go. Which order?
Ginny and Georgia first, just because
I haven't seen how Ironheart ends.
That's so true. I would put those 2 same first and second, and then Squid Game season 3. I don't want to put We Were Liars in there. I'm sorry. I don't think it was that good. It was fine.
So next up, we have our questions
For the month.
which I'm very
Okay.
excited to get into. And I figure we just kind of bounce back and forth.
I have
So
7 questions.
interesting. I have a little bit more, but I imagine there's
Okay.
some overlap. So
Yeah.
also,
I would like to put it out there. I watched 35 movies this month.
Per
I'm excited. Do you have any idea what your count is? I imagine it's more.
No, probably more. Because, I mean, I just watched... Well, I guess this is July. I was going to say I watched 3 today,
Yeah,
but this is July.
Baker.
Sorry.
Count your numbers.
Well, my phone's recording, so I can't exactly look. I'm
Right,
sorry. But it's
right.
probably more than 31. I don't know. Maybe not, though, because I've watched a lot of Love Island recently, so I kind of slashed towards the end of the month. So, anyways.
alrighty. So do you want to get us started first then?
I was going to say you should go first since you have more questions.
Okay, fair.
If that's okay.
So I'm gonna start with some of the ones that are probably not on yours.
Okay.
So, what do you think? What movie? I'm trying to think of the best one.
Best question.
Okay.
Ow.
What movie do you think has the best action?
Ooh, okay. As far as like combat, probably Ballerina. But just any like a blanket of action, F1.
Interesting.
If you count that as
Sure,
I mean it's
sure.
like thrilling, but it's cars, so it's not like hand-to-hand combat.
Okay.
So
Not bad.
sure.
I would say my pick.
But there's, a couple more I would say are valid here.
I'm gonna go with
K-pop Demon Hunters because
I was gonna say.
their combat is so satisfying to watch,
Yeah,
especially
and
how
the
it like syncs up to
weapons.
the music and the
Mm-hmm.
weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, super cool. I'm gonna give it to that. Second place shout to Predator Killer Killers.
I figured you
Because
were probably
there's
gonna
some
say that too.
cool
Mhm.
ass fighting in that.
Yeah, and 28 years later has some. Maybe if it had more, I would put it up there. But it has some.
Yeah.
Sorry, Megan.
It does. Sorry, I will say shout out to the thing that makes Gemma move.
Yes.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
Oh, so cool. If you've seen the movie, it's towards the end. You probably know what I'm talking about.
absolutely. Okay, your turn.
Okay. I only have basic ones because I didn't update it with
Love
anything
it.
cool, so it's fine. Who is your favorite main character?
Favorite main character.
And there's a lot to choose
There
from
are some
here.
great ones. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it's probably Rumi.
I was kind of gonna say
Second
Rumi.
place,
Okay,
Spike. From 28 years later.
that's so valid. I love
And
that.
I will say those two
Okay.
are very close.
In that case, I'll shout out Glorden just to do something new.
Oh, that's a
Mhm.
great pick. I
Just
love
get in my
Gordon.
mouth. I love him so much. Or the tiger cat from K-pop Demon.
Yeah.
So real.
I
so
love.
Real.
Oh my god, I love both of those characters.
Don't
And
even-
Toothless. Shout out Toothless, of course. But
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
Megan for her singing bit.
Megan, icon.
yeah.
No matter what, and she's
I
an,
love
and she's a
Megan.
protagonist now. So.
Yeah.
Oh, killing it. Okay. So my next one is, what is
Your best watch that was not released this month.
You have to start asking me this when I have access to my phone.
Yeah,
I
well, what
don't
can you
remember.
think?
I've seen a lot of bad movies this month. Have I seen any that are good? Probably. I don't know. I don't remember what I watched this season.
Didn't you watch the Superman movies this year or this month?
I don't remember. If I did, then shout out to the first Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with that because I don't remember any others. And I think it was like early this month, but this
Oh,
month.
and you watched The Conjuring.
I would still say Superman, but
sure?
oh, Conjuring is
Trying to think of what else we watched.
also a really good pick. It was
Um,
really good.
We watched It Follows for the first time. Legend of Ochi.
I've seen that though.
I think of things that were both of our first watches. You watched the Minion movies, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I've seen those.
All Star Superman.
No. Thanks. Oh yeah, you have a letterbox now, so most
do,
of the
so
movies
I
I've
can-
watched, you've also watched, so
Yes.
that's actually helpful.
Indeed.
I would probably say Superman, or if that wasn't this month, then Conjuring as a second, just in case. But I think it was
Yeah,
this month.
Conjuring. Oh, I love the Conjuring movies. I
Yeah.
love that we're catching up. Well, she's catching up on them. I get to
Yeah.
rewatch them because I love that franchise so much.
Yeah.
So great. For me, there's a handful because I've been watching some great movies. So I watched for the first time Interstellar. Amazing.
Oh yeah, I showed you some good ones this month.
I also watched Fight Club.
Club, which I know is not your thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
really liked it.
I would be willing I would be willing to rewatch it. Oh my god, I couldn't.
I fear it's very I don't know. I can see why it's not your thing.
Yeah, it's
I can
very
see why
up
it's
the alley.
aggressively not your thing.
Yeah, it's very up the alley of Wolf on Wall Street, The Godfather, the guy movies. The Godfather, I get. I was locked in with that. I even can hold on to something in Wolf of Wall Street, which is Margot Robbie.
Yeah, but this one
But
it's
anyways.
trying to be repulsive, which
That's what's hard is it worked. I
Yeah.
was repulsed. Kind of like Taxi Driver. I can appreciate why it's good, but I was repulsed.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and you're supposed to be, but
Maybe just going through those two are tied for my highest scored. I also got to watch $1 Million Baby for the first time.
yes.
I got to watch Detective Pikachu. God, please give
Right.
us more Pokemon in the world of Pokemon movies. I need more.
Mm-hmm.
Hairspray, very fun, great watch.
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Ochi, fine. Actually, Legend of Ochi was kind of bad. It Follows, solid.
Mhm.
Supergirl,
Bad.
Singing in the Rain, another great one.
So good.
and
I've seen that one in Hairspray though before. So if anyone's like, why didn't you pick that
those two-
one?
Oh,
I've seen those.
I have some great
don't
ones. If
count.
I had to pick one, I'd probably say Interstellar.
Yeah, such a valid choice. One of Christopher Nolan's best.
Oh,
for
then I also
sure.
watched North by Northwest, which is an
Alfred Hitchcock movie, which is fun, which is also really good.
Oh, okay.
and also
I forget-
we went through the Twilight. We finished the Twilight movies, but that's
no.
not in the running.
No. What do you mean? They're perfect movies. There's nothing off-putting about the last one.
Yeah, what could be wrong? What could go wrong?
Not the baby for sure.
Yeah, she was in The Conjuring.
She's so what? And Ramona Beezus, Joey King herself. I actually don't know if that's her name because I was thinking the two sisters, one was Ramona, one was Beezus, but I might be wrong. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I thought that was funny. I was like, everybody's in this movie.
The gang's all here. Aquaman's
The mom
brother,
of the
Kate Bishop's mom.
yeah, the mom of the family that's being haunted is gonna play the younger version of Mags in the new Hunger Games movie, and I was so excited to see something with her in it. Very different role,
Yeah, I'd imagine
but it's okay. She has a sweet face.
Absolutely.
Considering, she's gonna be nice in the Hunger Games film. Anyways, that's all I'll say.
Alrighty, what else you got?
Okay, which villain was your favorite? I have a very clear
Ooh.
pick.
Let me take a look
But
at that list again. Oh, okay. I guess we have to maybe sit back and consider what villain means. So
at some point, being evil and doing bad things.
At some point. Okay. I want to make sure I get his name right.
Is it from K-pop
It
Demon
is from
Hunters?
K-pop.
Yes, that was mine. It's Jinu.
Genu.
Yeah.
Oh, so great.
I
But-
was mouthing it to the camera so they could
It's
lock in
Jinu,
my
for
choice.
sure.
Yeah.
Cause
What a great villain that, like,
but I could be good, but I don't think I could.
Yeah.
Ugh, and then he also spits bars. Second
But
shout.
out to Amelia from Megan.
Oh, Amelia's a good
Mm-hmm.
one.
However, I think she might have to be third for me, because there's
Okay.
also one of the predators from Predator Killer of Killers, which simply has too much aura. I can't tell you which, but
I can't believe. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say for those who have seen it, it's the one with the cape.
Okay. Per. I can't believe you didn't say the alpha with the 28 inches
Unfortunately,
later.
it's not gonna be the alpha for me. I'm trying to think. There's the big dragon.
I forgot his name. He had a name because one character kept saying his name, but I forgot what it was.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
There's that guy from the ballerina. Materialist. There's
How men treat women.
Yeah. Also good pick. Like.
I think Elio. There's Gordon's dad.
I thought he was heartfelt.
I thought he was serviceable. Hans.
Hans from Frozen.
Straw.
The system that keeps the man down.
And F1.
Right.
Car crashes in rain.
And the big dinosaur. Not dinosaur. Dragon from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
I'm looking ahead too much.
Indeed.
Okay.
So, my next one. What movie do you think had the best romance?
Oh. Duh. It's from K-pop Demon
It is
Hunters.
gonna be
It's
K-pop
gotta be
Demon
Rumi
Slayers.
and Jinu.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And they didn't even ever actually get together, but their chemistry, I mean, that's just
They
a
might
testament.
as well have.
That's a testament.
The only other ones I think even technically have a romance, I guess Frozen.
Materialist.
Well, Frozen for sure, but whatever. F1 did and Materialist did. Oh, and so did How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to Hiccup and Astrid because they had good chemistry.
they did.
Shout out to Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal's character.
Not Chris Evans.
No, I would have stuck with Pedro Pascal. And I can understand, even if the love wasn't there, the money's there. Come on, girl, and you have respect, and he's nice. It's
Yeah, and he's 28
You-
centimeters taller.
anyways, that's almost a thing from the 28 inches later joke.
But
Low key, close enough.
indeed.
So
Alrighty.
Your turn.
okay, that was gonna be my next one. Was favorite love interest,
Oh,
but it's
gosh.
okay. Which movie was your biggest letdown in May?
Let down.
Not May. I didn't update the words. It's June. Sorry. That's embarrassing.
Okay.
Biggest letdown.
I'm gonna say.
And I think we'd have the same answer. Well, maybe.
I'm gonna say
Megan 2.0.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I
as
think
well.
it's still watchable, but it's the only one where I'm I had high expectations,
Yeah.
and it is nowhere near those.
Mhm. Me too. Okay, your turn.
What movie surprised?
Surprised you in a good way.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Because that one was on my radar and I heard people were saying it was good, but I didn't realize it was going to be that good. It's life-changing, guys. It's so good.
It's really good.
Ugh, anyways. That one I can guarantee you will be in my top 10 at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably top 5. I'd
Absolutely.
be surprised if it wasn't
I would
top
say
5.
that one for sure. I'm gonna give another answer, which maybe
Okay.
I'd have to even say more so. But that's just me personally. I feel you're in love with that one, which
Yeah.
is so valid. I'm in love with that one.
Yeah.
But the one who really surprised me was that I loved 28 Years Later.
I mouthed that to the camera too. I was like, I knew.
Especially after like watching the other ones, like I was expecting to be like, huh. But oh my god, it blew me away. And
Yeah.
I'm surprised the passion and love I feel for that one. I did not see that coming.
That's okay. That's okay.
Like with K-pop, I didn't think like it didn't have anything to overcome because I didn't have any like expectations for it. But for this one, there was like a negative connotation to it, and then I ended up
Okay.
loving it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Absolutely, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it up. Do one that's not on here.
Okay.
Which movie do you want to? Which I know the answer, so I guess it's like an easy question to answer. But which movie do you like need a sequel to tomorrow?
Okay, I know your answer. I'm
Yeah.
gonna change it up a little.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Predator: Killer of Killers.
Okay. Mine is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Absolutely.
I'm giving everything.
I
to
will
this
say
movie.
another shout out to Ballerina.
So true.
I would love to see what happens next to Eve Mikado.
Yeah. Me too.
So my next one is. Oh, what's a movie you missed that you want to see from this month?
That's a good question. Okay.
That
The
you
Life
most
of
want
Chuck.
to see. Same here. I really wanted to see that.
Yeah. So angry. So angry.
I would say Phoenician Scheme is a good like 2 notches down next.
Yeah.
Brightheart. Brightheart
That's
is there.
fair. Mhm.
I think Dangerous Animals is also on this list. Of ones that we
Mine.
missed, but
Okay. Mine would be the Predator movie as the
you
second one.
missed that.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Life of Chuck is still first.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Okay, your turn.
I forgot what I was gonna sing. Oh, okay. Most underrated movie in any aspect, quality wise, like you think it deserves better scores or more watches, or box office wise, both, whatever.
I think we'd have the same answer. I'm gonna say Elio.
I was gonna say Elio too.
I think
Mhm.
Elio deserves so much more love
Yeah.
and attention.
Me too. Crazy how I saw a post today where people were like, "Oh my god, Disney's just not making movies like this anymore." When they were talking about K-pop Demon Hunters, like they're like, "Disney's slacking." I'm like, "Go see Elio. It's not as good, but it's still good." Like, I don't know. It's just like, I bet y'all are sitting there and you haven't even seen Elio.
You know what? Did you see? I feel like I've seen a lot of it today or yesterday about how Elio in like the original pitch was supposed to be more
Yes.
like queer
coded, which he still was.
He definitely
You brought
is.
that up, I think, on our episode
I wouldn't
about
be
it.
surprised.
I think.
But I think I don't know. I think there's a way to be queer coded. Like, I think of the difference between, like, Luca and Elio.
Yeah.
Where I think with Luca, it's more important. And I think by not addressing it, it's borderline offensive. In Elio, I think it's not as important because I don't think I ever thought that him and Glorden were gonna. Like, there's not a connection there that, like, screams,
Oh,
like, queer connection there.
I don't know.
But I fear like he doesn't need to get the message across. It's like outsider,
Okay.
perceived as different.
Mhm.
I can see how that representation would have been unique,
Yeah.
and I think also very important.
Mhm.
But
I
I
was
think the general
assuming-
purpose of it is still there, and the
Yeah.
idea of like being an other in a community.
Yeah. I was assuming it was like one of the guys that was bullying him. Like he wanted to invite one of them because he liked one of them. I felt like I could see the potential there in with how they would cut it out.
Oh, I assumed it was just like the way he was like performed and animated.
I don't know. I think that's a shame. I could definitely still see it, so I'm glad that they tried to keep it in as
Because I
much as
don't
they
even think he
could.
necessarily had a love interest or anything that was cut out, but it
No.
was more like the way he was like featured and talked and
Okay.
animated, I would say.
Okay.
like taking the flamboyancy out of it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, that sucks. I think inherently if that's a note to your movie,
Mm-hmm.
then you're, you know, bigoted in some capacity of what you think.
And then they turn
people
around
should
and
and
sell
shouldn't see.
Pride merch in their parks. Mm-hmm.
But I think ultimately Elio is still a very special movie
Yeah.
and can still be, you know, still be meaningful to kids that feel that way.
Yeah.
But I think it's a shame that, you know, some person in a suit was like, nope, they don't need to be seen.
I don't know.
Shame.
Disney has dug themselves a hole. They've no one to blame for the, like, except for themselves.
Sure.
Be like playing both sides, because then it's like everybody else is with the program, pretty much, of just making whatever they want, and Disney's still trying to play both sides with their animation, where it's like, well, it's for kids and we have to cater to that. And it's like, then you've dug yourself a hole because you're making the same story over again and you can't do anything unique because you're too afraid to offend people. So, and that's your own fault. I'm not going to sit here and feel bad for you, because any day of the week you can choose to switch it up and you don't. So, until then,
Yeah.
everybody else has
Okay,
already
and
gone ahead of you. So,
Okay, it's my turn now.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In the vein of thinking like almost like award worthy.
Okay.
Like, what
Yeah.
Do you think is an award worthy actor from this month?
Ooh,
main actor.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
lead actor?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Okay. I feel like something from somebody from the Materialists. I don't know which one I would pick though.
If I had to pick from that movie, I would choose Pedro Pascal.
I think so too. Him, or if I had to switch it up, maybe the kid that was Spike from 28 Years Later. Also,
Anything from F1?
no. Sorry, guys.
No, for me it is high key
Spike from 28 Years Later.
I
Mhm.
think he kills it
Yeah.
as the lead of that movie.
Yeah, I agree. So good.
Yeah, your
Very
turn.
fun.
You can probably guess what my next three are going to be.
Okay. Mine, since I did underrated, what's the most overrated movie in May?
Oh.
And that's because, like, we were not blown away by Megan 2, but nobody else
Nobody
is
else
talking.
was.
Yeah, so you can't even. So what's the most overrated? Ooh, I have a very, like, clear one, actually.
I know you do.
Yeah. I don't.
And I'm gonna let you say that first
Okay.
before my hot take.
Okay. I think I know your
You
hot
know
take.
my hot
too.
take.
Yeah. My hot take is How to Train Your Dragon. So, I think it's good. I have no reason to ever watch this over the original.
Mhm.
Put it that way. Same with The
Absolutely.
Lion King. I have no interest in ever watching the live action ever again.
Sure. So
So,
valid.
why
so-
would I?
yeah.
There's nothing
will
that
say
happens
that
that's
one,
better.
That one would win, but for me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pick
Just
another
to
answer,
switch it up.
and I'm gonna say F1.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna
think-
say
and
that.
I think I
Mhm.
love that people love it so much. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. No, I don't think
Love
it's that
it.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. I wanted
Alright.
I wanted more. I wanted more.
It's
It's
okay.
you're right there, sweetie. You just
That's
gotta
okay.
give me a little. I'll tell you when to pull back.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like our opinions on 28 Years Later and F1 are kind of switched.
Probably.
Like, I really liked F1. Although I will say, I'm going to sit here and admit that it is like a basic storyline, very predictable. Kind of with The Greatest Showman as well. Like, it's a feel-good story. Like, you know by the end you're going to get a happy ending, and you do. So,
How dare?
hey, I love The Greatest Showman. I just watched that the other day. I'm the one sitting here that loved F1, so no hate on that. But I'll be honest, I'm not going to sit here and be like, life-changing, show-stopping, never the same, never been done
Well,
before.
here's the thing. I'll say that about The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
No one. Who else is making circuses seem that fun?
That's kind of true.
Where else can you see my circus love story, my acrobatic swinging around the stage?
That's like Act 1 of Nightmare Alley. He's
I
judging me
fear
so hard
Nightmare
right now.
Alley doesn't make the circus life
Okay,
seem fun.
so true. So true. Because when you mentioned circus life, I was thinking Water for Elephants, except that I haven't seen the movie. I've read the book though, and it's so sad. So I was like, I'm not gonna mention that because even though he made me think of that because it's circus, it's so sad. Like it does not make you want to be in the circus. So
That's fun.
that's so valid.
That was a silly little conversation to break into.
Anyways,
My next one is award. Who would you pick as like a best actress of the month?
Best lead
Actress?
actress.
Oh, Jodie Comer from 28 Years Later.
That.
I'm still rooting for her as supporting actress for a nom.
Yeah, I
Actually,
would agree. I'm trying to think if there's any shouts. I think Eve McCarro is fun.
Not award worthy though.
I think. Oh, what's her name?
Dakota Johnson in Materialist does good work. Not
I
award
thought about
worthy.
that, but I don't think it's award worthy, and I don't think it's, a standout.
Sure.
Personally,
And I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think
I think
Jodie
it's
Comer.
fine.
Comer kills it, and I would not be
I would love to see her on short lists for this category.
Yeah. So
So-
she's actually probably the only actress I would nominate.
Ooh,
for
honestly, she
these
might.
movies.
Ooh, I fear she's great chances at the BAFTAs.
Yeah. Yes.
And maybe
Let's
the Golden
get it
Globes.
there. Yeah.
So, hopefully.
Anyways.
Your turn.
Okay. Well, I have really basic ones.
Go for it. You can steal my upcoming ones if you wanted.
Sure. Let's do the Oscar thing.
Go to the asterisk.
Oscar categories.
Which would you nominate for best visual effects?
Best visual effects?
I could do that and then cinematography. That could be two different things if you want.
Yeah, best visual effects. I kind of like the effects of the dragons.
I think they're designed really well, and I think they're realized really well.
Okay.
I'm not going to give it to that. I'm going to give it to
28 years later.
Mm-hmm. I would give, hair and makeup to 28 Years Later, I think. I feel like cinematography, I would actually give to Materialists. And maybe visual effects Ballerina.
Fair.
I don't know. Just to switch it up a little bit.
I would say cinematography. I also fear I have to give it to 28 Years Later.
Just
That's
because there are
fair.
shots
I
that
knew you were going to say that.
are
Mhm.
stuck in my head from that.
Yeah.
And I will say
Materialist, if that needs to be remembered for anything, it is cinematography.
Yeah. I agree.
but it's to me, I think 28 Years Later is just a cut above.
It is very pretty. Very pretty film.
It just goes harder than it needed to.
Yeah. There you go.
So does 28
It's
years,
like-
or so does Materialists, but
Yeah.
I fear there's not a lot else there
Mhm.
to really be ha.
I don't think they were as successful in what they were trying to hit harder on as 28 Years Later was. So
Sure,
we'll put it that way.
But would love to see Celine
Song's movie be up there again.
Yeah.
My next one is best supporting actor
Oh, well, I already said it. It's the kid from 28 Years Later.
for supporting.
I don't know what he would. I feel like he would have a better chance at winning if he was
I
supporting.
don't think he needs to win, but I think he deserves to be recognized for an amazing performance.
Well,
And he
it's
is
like
the
Ariana
lead.
Grande as Glinda being supporting actress. Like she probably has almost just as
Sure,
enough time.
but then that's essentially putting Cynthia Erivo in the supporting actress category when you're
Well, that's
unarguably
why.
the lead.
That's why it's like they separate it usually for a
Sure.
reason. So
I would say I
Yeah.
would for male supporting actor, it's Ralph
Mhm.
Fiennes.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I think.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, for actress, and I would still give it to, for best lead actress, I would
Mhm.
still give it to Jodie Comer.
Mhm.
But Taraji
P. Henson in Straw also does really great work.
Okay. Yeah.
I forgot to give that shout.
Mhm.
I'm
I'm gonna jump the gun a little bit and do my next one and do supporting actress. Who you thinking?
I would still put Jodie Comer in supporting actress, but I don't know. I guess because you kind of know that Ariana Grande is gonna get nominated again, so maybe for a better chance, actress. I still think I think Cynthia Erivo is gonna she's not coming to play with this. this this part too. I feel like. I mean, I don't know because we haven't seen it, but her already like little notes on No Good Deed. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. Anyways, so I don't know. Actress is gonna be hard this year. Not that I'm like confident that either one of them are gonna for sure get it, but
I
don't
think
know.
as long as that movie is at least as well received as the first one, I think they get one acting win. Whichever
Yeah.
it is, I
I don't
couldn't
know.
say. But I think this is the year they get one.
yeah.
I guess next year, technically, but whatever.
Yeah. Next March or whenever they have it.
I would say supporting actress. I'm gonna go with the car design lady from F1
Yeah.
for what I would classify as supporting actress.
Yeah.
For what's actually a supporting role.
Hey, you roll your eyes, but all the time, every
Oh,
single year
I know,
without fail.
But I'm
they,
called
like-
bullshit every time.
And you know that's kind of fair, but I see why they do it. I see they're
I-
playing a game
Well,
basically.
I can see like whenever like Glinda being supporting, I get it. She's not the Wicked Witch in the Wicked Witch movie,
Yeah.
but there's some lines where it's drawn. Like the one who did win it, Zoe Saldana's character is the lead of that movie.
Oh yeah.
You should not be in the supporting category.
It's absolutely a game where they're like, which one is more likely to win,
Oh, and it is.
and they knew that, so that's why they put her in supporting for sure.
but
That was a scenario where even though they also had a main actress nom, they were like, we know like this is where she needs to be to win. And it worked, I guess. Unfortunately, whatever. Anyways.
your
Should have got
next
it for
question.
Avatar, but it's fine. Okay. I don't know. I feel like maybe we should just finish out your questions.
Sure. Best animation style.
You have 2 to choose from.
mean-
I have 3.
Oh. I do?
Elio and K-pop.
Oh. I mean, K-pop. Sorry.
Same here, but like I said, real close. I would say it's really close with
Okay.
Predator.
Okay.
Best
song. You might be looking just at K-pop.
Yes,
but-
just a K-pop, but I would personally pick Free. But I feel like probably What It Sounds Like or Golden is probably would have
Those
a better
are great
chance.
ones. I also
Probably What It Sounds
I
Like.
really like oh, I don't even know.
But
think I remember
Free
what
is
it's
like the
called.
heart of the movie.
Let me-
It's like a scenario where it's like I'm just Ken.
Oh, Your Idol.
what was I made for?
love Your Idol.
So good. I don't know if I
don't
know
think
if it would
it'll get the
win,
nom because
but it's
that, like,
really
I don't-
good.
literally in my head I just like hear the start of it, the like
Well, and how it's done is
Oh,
good
it's
too.
so
It's
haunting.
like
Oh, I love Your Idol. Your Idol's probably
Yeah.
my favorite, but you know, if we're looking at noms, I think This Is What It Sounds Like probably
Yeah.
is the closest shoe-in to get the nom.
yeah,
But I can so see that and Golden.
yeah.
Or
see
Free.
that. Or
and
Free.
Those 3 are really strong. Let's
I
just
don't know.
nominate the entire soundtrack. And
Honestly,
let's say
yeah.
which K-pop demon
The
is, like,
Grammys,
Hunter's
I
on.
feel like it's gonna win a Grammy or two
Oh, that's
or
a
more.
shame. Oh, that'd be
So,
awesome.
yeah,
But
I'm so
yeah.
excited for the Grammys.
I would say this one
For all of the movies you watched this month, what do you think is the scariest?
Oh, like, can I say The Conjuring?
yes.
Okay. Well, The Conjuring. That one, like, okay, sometimes I, like, play it up where I'm like, oh, this is creepy. And I'm, like, more dramatic than I probably need to be. But when I'm in the comfort of a place, like a house, then who cares? But one actually got me where I actually, like, kind of, like, shrieked a little bit because
was
of a jump
really
scare. That one was genuine from the soul. Did not exaggerate at all. That one scared me. So good job.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I've ever seen you react to a horror movie like that before.
I'm telling you, we watched Hereditary. We watched It Follows. Like,
It
I don't
Follows, I
even
think,
know.
was a second place for me.
yeah,
But Conjuring, oh, it's just so good.
yeah. Anyways,
What else do I have? Best
Fits. Who do you think has the best fit in
January releases.
June releases.
June releases. I was a little late on that one. June releases.
Listen, okay, K-pop Demon Hunters.
I don't know. I think Megan has that iconic look. I think it's
think she's slaying every time for me personally. She just doesn't win.
It's so K-pop for me. Someone pointed out that for part of the film, Rumi's outfits are asymmetrical, which kind of like teases stuff about her. Anyways, almost spoiled it. Sorry guys. I was getting excited about it, but like that's so clever, and the outfits ate down. They also made Dakota Johnson look really pretty. Oh, also shout out Astrid's axe in that movie.
Shout out Ralph Fiennes in 28 Years Later.
Honestly, so real.
He's orange.
Practical. You know what? Practical.
Jimmy.
Right. No. I don't want to shout out Jimmy.
I'm gonna say
He thought he ate that. So.
I'm gonna give it actually to Eve Macaro.
Right.
She had some great fits.
She
in that
did.
movie.
That one where she went to the club. Ugh. It's in the trailer.
I fear it's that
Eats
one.
down.
I fear that's like our best fit of the month.
That's kind of fair. Yeah.
Animation, I feel like, is a little bit of a cheat on that way.
It's
'cause
a
you
little
could
cheat.
Make it
Literally
really
whatever you
good,
want.
But
Yeah.
but I would say maybe even in the vein of adding that in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, actually, if we're adding in K-pop Demon Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
it's the Reaper fits for the boy band.
So true.
Those ones eat.
Yeah. Fair.
But we found some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Okay, this is my last one. Of
Okay.
all of your new watches of movies you've watched for the first time in June, both re-release or watching for the first time outside of the month or released in the month of June, which one is one you would never recommend? You would recommend to not watch. One.
Supergirl.
It is Supergirl for me as well.
Yeah. That was just such a bad week of like 3 movies we watched of women getting like harassed as like a trope to then show struggle, and then she like overcomes it. And I'm like, I'm so tired of this.
I know you're talking about 28 Days Later as well. What's the other one?
I don't remember. There was a third one that I was thinking of. Maybe it was from a show. I don't really remember. But I remember when I said that on the podcast, I had something else in mind as well.
Interesting.
But anyways. So
Interesting. Not to accidentally leave us on the bad note, but
I did just watch The Outsiders, and they have those vibes as well. Nothing actually happens, but they have some harassment vibes like right off the bat.
the outside. Is that the one with like Pony Boy?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pony Boy.
Is
Ralph
Tom Cruise in
Macchio.
that?
Yeah.
What?
Mhm. He's part of the gang.
Oh, that's
Ralph
crazy.
Macchio's in it. I was so excited to see his face. I was like, oh my god.
Is he Pony Boy? Or is he the one who talks? to
He's
Pony Boy?
Jeffrey something J name.
No. Oh my god.
Oh, I can't remember what his name was.
I will say that does remind me what would that have been? That's 7th grade. We read The Outsiders in class, and someone was like talking about it in the front of the classroom. Someone was like, and then they gangbang instead of they gang up.
Oh no! Oh no!
And I fear it was hilarious.
But just right out the bat, a character named Dallas is harassing this girl, and I'm like, oh, what a way to start this film. But then by the end, I was like tearing up. So I was like, okay, damn, okay,
I haven't watched, but I know where the tearjerker moments are.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I read the book in
Yeah.
school, and I learned things.
Okay.
But anyways, those are my questions. So
Slay.
that leads us into our next section, which is
Top 10 of the
our top
year.
10s of the year.
No, I can't with him. I can't. No, he's taking a nap.
Okay, we don't have to write it down. We can just say it. So let me pull up my
Top 10
list.
movies of 2025.
Absolutely.
That's the
Actually,
whole
maybe
year.
let's start with shows, and then we'll end that on
Okay.
movies. I think
Okay.
if that works.
Yeah, top 10 shows of the year.
Yeah, let's start there.
I thought it was gonna be hard to find 10, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So,
there's some
alright.
great shows so far. I think we're officially at a point on my list where these are solid shows throughout.
Which it always takes a second for my shows
Overall-
list to get to like I would recommend all of
Yes.
these.
My number 10, it's like, mostly good. Everything else, and then like number 9, half of it's good. Everything else I feel pretty good about. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Very interested to see how we feel about that.
Okay.
So my number 10.
And I'm gonna say we get like one. I want to like throw a guess out like each number.
Okay.
Okay, so and I'll if you
What
had
do
to
you
give one
mean?
guess to what my number 10 would be.
Oh. Did Black Mirror make it?
It's on my list.
Okay. It's not number 10.
And that was your one guess.
Okay.
You get
fine,
one
fine,
mention.
fine.
So my number 10 is Andor season 2.
That was going to be my next guess.
I think half of it is really strong. I will
Yes.
say, given the recent developments, it becomes much more current and topical and powerful. And I think it might go up another half point for me. And it's really strong. I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to maybe look at what the current climate looks like. And if you have any questions on what fascism looks like in practice.
Yeah.
But it's really powerful. Any Star Wars movie has really great set design, has really great costumes. This one does some very interesting commentary, which will always be relevant. You see that in season 1 as well, but
Yeah.
Here you saw it on TV, and then 2 days later you see it in practice. So
Yep. It's like when I watched Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing and like the height of the resurgence of Black Lives Matter, I was like, crazy that this is still relevant.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyways, if you've seen it, you know what I mean.
Alright, so your turn. I'm gonna guess your number 10. I don't know if you actually put the Pit on there, but I'm gonna say Black Mirror.
Yeah. The Pit is my honorable mention.
Okay.
So, because we haven't finished
The
it.
Pit's not on mine because we haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
That, I feel that needs to be said.
We should, yeah. Same here. I wanted to put on my list because it's so good already, but we're not quite finished. So, and we've had moments where things really, take a turn for the worse. So, anyways,
No, absolutely. So do you wanna explain Black Mirror any?
Or we saw it there.
I mean, like the one episode was pretty bad, but I overall really liked the others. I had some really high points. So, yeah. Overall, it's really good. I thought it deserved to be on this list. It's not gonna be by the end of the year, but
Okay.
it was fun. So, yeah.
What do you think my number 9 is?
Is your number 9 Black Mirror?
It is not. It is actually the White
Lotus.
I forgot to put on my list.
It's okay. Mine's very low.
I fear
and
the
will-
Black Mirror would get kicked out.
Yeah.
It deserved to be on this list.
White Lotus season 3. I think I was so there each week. I think the characters were all really great, and the plot was really strong until literally the last episode.
Yes.
And then you lost me. And unfortunately, the ending is everything.
Yeah.
And if the ending was just like as good as the rest of the show, this would be like so high on the list.
Mm-hmm.
But they fumbled.
And
Yeah.
I can't believe there are people who like are the reverse on that, where it's like
Yeah.
they didn't like the season and then like the ending got really good, and it's like I can't fathom thinking that.
I
It's,
can't
That's
either.
like in my mind. That's just like objectively not true. If I like draw out the facts on what this season is building towards, it's not this, and it's really good build up. It's
Yeah.
great build up.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
I
so
agree.
crazy. Your turn.
I changed. I put White Lotus in here. So my number 10 is now Andor season 2. And then my number, I guess I'll have to say my number 9 and 8 since I added something.
Go for it.
My new number 9 is The Residence on
Oh.
Netflix. I actually I
I've
liked
heard
it.
people
I
really
like a
enjoyed
good
that.
murder mystery. It's fun, and the main detective lady is pretty awesome. So she's very like interesting character. I don't know. I just like watching her. And my number 8 is White Lotus.
All right.
So And I put it lower because of the finale as well.
So that was 9 and 8. So my number 8, if you had to guess what it is. What did I like just a little bit more than White Lotus?
I want to say one, but I don't think this is on your list at all. Actually, I feel like you probably forgot about this one.
I'm curious
Maybe
to
not.
see if I forgot about it.
Okay, I'm gonna pick a different one. I'm gonna pick adults.
Okay. It is at number 8. I have Black Mirror season.
7. Were you gonna
Should've
guess Black
guessed it.
Mirror?
No.
What? Well, we'll get to it. I'm curious to see what you think.
I've
Yeah.
forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Black Mirror. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
I think I liked the last season a little better.
Okay.
I think that might be a hot take, but I actually really enjoyed the last season.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, you know, it definitely had some low points. But overall, some really memorable ones.
Yeah,
So go
I
this
agree.
season.
We're still doing the
Black
whole necklace thing. This
Yes,
did
that
not
one,
happen.
that one I fear will be forever in our
Very
lives now.
iconic. Mhm.
But yeah, so you're. Oh, so now I have to do number 7 because you did both of them, right?
No, I didn't do my number 7.
No, I need to do number
7. I haven't done number 7 yet.
You need to guess what mine is.
Your number. Okay, I'll guess your number 7. I'm gonna say. Ooh, actually, I feel like you've forgotten one of the ones in my top 10, but that's fine.
You also watch more TV than I do.
I'm gonna say your number 7
You've seen all of these though.
is.
my whole list.
Oh God.
My
Is
whole
it-
top 10, except for The Residents. You've seen everything else.
Is it? This one's actually really. Is it Harley Quinn?
No, I didn't put that one in my top 10. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sorry. My number 7 is Paradise.
Okay.
It's a little low because I didn't like it as much as you. I do think, like, I started it and got, I think, halfway through episode 3 and stopped for a while, but then you watched the whole thing and you were like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So then I ended up watching it again. And I did like it at the end. It just took me more time to really get into it versus you. So it's a little low on my list, but. And also, I just really love my top 6. Like, really love my top 6.
Interesting. Okay.
So, anyways.
Okay.
Okay.
My number 7. What's your guess?
Adults?
It is Ginny and Georgia, season 3.
That's so low. Okay. It's fine. I'll try not to be offended. It's fine. I don't know why I would
And I
be,
super
but-
liked it. It's still
Yeah.
scored really high, but
Mhm.
I really liked some of the TV shows we've
Been watching this year so far. So
It's okay. That's okay. Mhm.
and I will say there's also probably an element that
it's, you know, season 3 of something compared to a lot of these other ones are like a lot newer to me.
It's true.
So inherently I feel like I might just be more drawn to the newer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Season 3, it's a lot heavier.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, I was locked in immediately as we started it, so
Yeah, Ginny and Georgia continues to be
iconic
Per?
for me.
Yeah.
your number 6. I'm gonna say
Severance season 2?
Nope. I almost thought
Oh.
you said it. It's the Spider-Man show.
Oh.
That's the
Okay.
one I think
Your Friendly
you
Neighborhood
forgot. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Did you forget it?
Well, I guess you're gonna find out. Right?
I guess. That's the one I was like, I was going to guess is, I think you're number 8 or something.
Okay.
I was like, I don't even know if you have it on there. I really liked your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's just
Yeah.
like
Really unique animation style.
very fun.
They brought
Voice
bringing-
acting.
I like the way they like highlighted some of the lesser known or lesser seen characters.
Coleman Domingo
Oh, that one's iconic.
was perfect casting.
Nico.
I like-
love me seeing some
Yeah.
Nico love.
I need him to like come to live action in some way.
Mhm.
Maybe permanently. That would be
Fair.
great. So, anyways.
What do you think my number 6 is?
Adults.
Are you just gonna keep guessing adults until you get
Yes,
to adults?
because then the one time I didn't guess Black Mirror, it was Black Mirror, so I'm learning from my mistakes.
Right. My number 6 is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 1.
Gosh dang it. Oh
So
my
no, I did not
God.
forget about it.
Dang. Okay, fine. So we have the same number 6.
We do. Very
Yay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But no, this one
Probably our
was
only-
surprising. I didn't know I was gonna like it as much as I did,
Mhm.
but I'm glad I did. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
The animation's cool, and I feel like there's so much opportunity in the future for it.
I agree. excited that the second season's coming out next year.
Yes.
So I hope they continue that pattern of releasing one a year.
Yeah, I
Just like
really-
Daredevil as well.
I've continued to really like to love Marvel's animation projects. This is no X-Men 97. I'm so looking forward to the next season of X-Men 97.
Yeah.
But
That was last year though, right?
yes.
Okay.
I can't remember if we're supposed to get the next season sometime this year or not.
I
but-
thought we were, but I haven't heard anything else on it, so I don't know.
Oh, but I'm so looking forward to whenever it drops. But yeah, super fun. Super love the way it kind of reinvigorates and redefines what Spider-Man is. I like all the new suits, and all of the different looks that it's filling. So super cool.
Yeah.
For your number 5, ooh, you have, I'm gonna say, adults.
Yes.
Okay.
That's also my guess for your number 5. I'm gonna keep guessing it
Okay.
because I know it's not number 1. So
Okay.
you know I'll
what
get
if
there
it's just
eventually.
not in my top 10?
Then you're big as fuck for that, like, because I know you liked it.
Do you want to say anything about adults?
We have an episode on it. Also, we talk about overcompensating. It's good. It makes you laugh. If you need more Charlie Cox after Daredevil, like,
It's
he's
right
in
there.
that show. So go watch it. And I can't sit here and be like season 2 because I don't know. Hasn't been renewed, and that scares me. But we'll see.
Paul Baker's actor is certainly doing the work to get there.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Anyway.
Alrighty, so
But he was on TikTok before the
Yeah,
show too.
absolutely.
So that
So
makes sense.
and you're gonna guess adults for my number 5.
Yeah.
My number 5 is
Severance season 2.
I thought you were gonna put it higher than that. Okay.
No, I
Mm-hmm.
will say season 2 threw me off quite a bit.
And I think that's fine, especially like the more I sat with it, I kind of agree with that. I still overall liked it.
It's still great because it's still Severance, and
Mm-hmm.
you know I like what they were trying to do with season 2.
Yeah.
It just loses its way a lot towards the middle for me.
Well, like I just disliked the Cobalt episode, and then
The Cobalt episode,
Mm-hmm.
I liked it maybe a little bit more than you did, but it did not need it. It should not have been a whole episode.
no.
And
And then
then
the ending, the very end for me was like, no, I
Yeah.
don't like it.
I continue to think they just like didn't. There needed to be a little more before that ending,
Yeah.
as to like,
Mm-hmm.
why is this
Why does that
at
happen?
all a good idea instead
Yeah.
of like a. I don't know. I can see what they were trying to do with that
Yeah.
ending, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's just not it for me.
Same.
So to my surprise, because season 1 is like perfect television.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Another perfect season after talking about the bear.
Yeah.
So I was very surprised to
That's
find
fair.
that I had some problems with season 2.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And I remember we were watching season 1, and I had heard that like season 2 gets weird towards the middle, and I was like, "How is that possible?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, it's possible."
Hmm.
Yeah.
So your number 4, I'm gonna guess
Overcompensating.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be willing to trade that with Severance season 2. That's fine with where I have that. Maybe I have it a little high, but it's okay. I don't know. I didn't feel as weird. At least I don't remember feeling as weird about Severance season 2, except for the one episode and then the very end.
No, because then there was
Really?
also that thing where with the snow.
See, I
And
didn't
threw
mind
me
that
off.
episode.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
They
know.
never explained enough about that episode for me to be like, okay, cool.
Bless you. My cat keeps sneezing.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But
Fair.
overcompensate. Anything you want to say?
About overcompensating, we do have a whole half an episode on it.
Yeah. It was really good. Very funny. More millennial humor, but like I still laughed a lot. For sure. Like don't go into that being like, oh, it's gonna be cringe. Like, I mean,
It's very funny.
it's just very funny cringe. Like it
When it's
works.
cringe,
it
it's
lands.
very intentional.
Yeah. They know they're being cringe. Like it lands. So yeah, it's really good. Go listen to more of our detailed thoughts.
Alrighty. What do you
So-
think my number 4 is?
Adults.
It is Adults season 1.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I super liked it. A
Yes.
great comedy, very sitcom-y, but I don't know. There's the connection that the characters all have is very
Yeah.
funny. I think Paul Banker and Anton are some great characters.
So cute. I love it.
So I'm very much looking forward to hopefully another season someday, but it was a very strong first season with some of
Yeah.
the funniest moments of television so far this year.
I agree.
Alrighty, so you're number 3. I'm gonna say you put Jenny and Georgia. Oh.
That's where I put Severance season 2.
Okay.
It's number 3.
Okay. Interesting.
Is what do you even have left? Okay, is your number 3 Paradise?
It is overcompensating season.
Oh, I
1.
forgot about that. Duh. Okay, well now I know your top 2.
Do you know my top 2?
I mean, hopefully. You're gonna kick yourself if you leave out one of the 2 I'm gonna say. So
Let's see. Also, do remember I make my list like literally as I watch stuff. So this has been a working list since the year started.
okay,
But
I mean, I guarantee. Yeah, I know.
so,
the
but I
top
also know
2
your
is.
top 2.
Yeah.
At number 2, we
Okay.
have Ginny and Georgia
Yeah.
season 3. That's
Yeah.
wow. I didn't
Mhm.
know it was gonna be that high for you.
It was. I loved this season. I felt like this was. It showed growth in a show, in a way that just feels really good and rare nowadays. It feels like a lot of times your first 1 or 2 seasons are the strongest, and then it goes down from there a lot recently. So it's just so nice to watch a show. You're like, oh, I hope it's okay, and then it's really good, and then it makes you cry multiple times. Like, this show this season specifically just means so much, and I loved it. So go watch our episode on it.
So, what do you think my number 2 is?
Okay. I don't know what order 2 or 1, but I know what they are.
Okay.
Adolescence.
My number 2 is Adolescence.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
go. I was
Yeah.
thinking, I was like, I bet he liked Paradise more than that, because he was like Raven for a long time. He still is about Paradise. So I'm
Bitch, I
like,
never stop.
I know that's your number 1, and
no,
that means your number 1's Paradise.
That is
So,
correct.
There
But
you go.
Adolescence, so unique. We're talking in the talking
means
of young
Adolescence
British
is
ingenues.
My number 1. So
Yes, correct.
yeah. Mhm.
But so talented. The way like their cast is really strong all throughout, and then
Yeah.
like the shots are amazing. Like the fact that each hour-long episode is a one-shot
One
is
shot.
so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
but then like the performances are still super
So
powerful, so it like
good.
doesn't even feel like. Obviously, that's kind of like the selling point of the season, but it's not like the only reason to keep watching.
Yeah.
Just so cool. Oh, they do such cool
And
stuff.
good and very important commentary as well.
Absolutely.
So, and props for them for actually saying the name Andrew Tate out loud. Because, yeah, put a name to these disgusting monsters that are ruining young boys' minds and
Young and
warping
old.
them. Yeah.
Mhm.
But, I mean, for me, it's worse when
Sure.
you know what you're doing and you're, like, ruining impressionable minds. That's gonna, like, that fucks people up.
Absolutely.
Like, it's I feel like it's easier for an adult to make their own choices when they have a fully developed brain on what they want to think about a situation. Young boys, it's like, yes, like young boys are known to be crazy anyways, but like that's different. And so it's just like to know that you're teaching them these horrible things.
Yeah. Did we ever
Ugh.
talk about adolescence on our show?
I don't know.
Because I know we started we like just started the podcast when we were watching it.
I think so. I feel
I
like
think we had to have talked. I think we talked about it probably on one of these episodes.
yeah,
the
one of like a
episodes.
recap. I don't think we did our own episode on it, but
It also screams an
Anyways.
episode we would do like a half episode
Yeah.
on.
yeah, maybe we did that. But I was thinking, yeah, recap sounds more likely. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and then
really
my number
good.
1 was Paradise. Oh, I love Paradise so much. I was so interested to see what the big twist was.
Yeah.
For like, oh my gosh, what's the big secret they keep talking about in the trailers? And then they gagged me. It's amazing. It's also a trope that I kind of love.
Yeah.
It's giving WandaVision. It's giving Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
It's giving. Another one is kind of a huge spoiler, but there's another one that I really. Movie I really love that uses a similar trope. And then, like, the lore of it. I love a murder mystery. I
Yeah.
really like this murder mystery. I really like how it always kind of circles back to there's, like, almost no small parts.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, everything feels very purposeful. And it's like, wait a minute. Remember this thing? Oh, my gosh. That builds into this.
Mm-hmm.
And then each episode, almost every episode, there was a new gag and, like, this reveal that was like, ah! And it was like every episode.
Yeah.
I also love the way that they use the music. I love why they use the music. That it's revealed at the end where all of that came from. And then I'm very interested to see where season 2 goes. I fear it's going to be really easy for them to mess up what season 2 looks like. But in our episode, we pitched a really good idea about what season 2 is.
You jumped so
So,
far. I'm so proud of you.
if you want to hear more ideas and more stuff about how much I love that show and what our pitch for the next season is, watch our episode. We have a whole episode based on it. So.
Yeah.
But highly recommend that.
Yeah.
And it's very close. Adolescence, I think the last episode of that
That's fair.
show gives a little bit, like, it's not as, like, huge as the first 3 episodes are, so it lands on a bit of a more tame note than the season, I think, overall is, which is why I put it just a scooch lower. But, Paradise.
Yeah.
I'm all over that.
Paradise. Anyways.
Anyways, and your number 1 was Adolescence. Anything else to add to that?
No.
Oh, no, you already did your little tangent on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is our shows. Definitely some bangers.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what's to come that'll get up on that list as well.
This episode is so long. We're already almost at 2 hours. And we still
Oh,
have
to be
top
fair.
10 movies.
Yeah, let's get top 10. Let's get moving on that.
Top 10 movies
So your
of
top
the
10.
year.
I'm gonna get started on my guess, and I'm gonna say... I think, what do you have down there? I'm just gonna throw out something, and I'm gonna say... Materialists?
That did not make my list. It is an honorable mention.
Okay.
My number 10 is Elio.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked a lot about that this episode.
Might actually surprise you.
I'm very
I don't
interested
know.
to see what yours looks like. Okay, what do you think my number 10 is?
Is it Materialist?
It is not Materialists.
Did that even make your list?
It did for, like, that weekend, and then I watched something else
Yeah.
for the first time, and then it went down
That's
off the list of,
valid.
like, the next movie I watched, which was
Yeah.
very funny. But, yeah, number 10 for me is Death of a Unicorn.
Okay.
I continue to believe that that movie is so fun and I think very, very real. You'll convince me that these cheesy Eat the Rich movies are bad the moment people stop needing to hear it. So,
Yeah.
and the performances are just so fun. And the whole pitch of an evil, like, unicorns trying to kill you. Like, tell me that is not a great pitch.
It was
I
just
loved
a
it.
vibe.
I loved it so much. Okay, you're number 9. I had Elio. I'm gonna say... I fear our list looks very different.
Yeah.
So matter of fact.
Yeah.
Oh,
Top
I'm gonna
5, I think it'll
say-
be pretty simple. I don't know.
No, I
actually.
don't think it will, actually.
I don't know. Anyways.
Gosh, I actually don't know.
Top
gonna
2
say-
better be like. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I'm gonna say... Do you have... Captain America?
That didn't make my
Okay,
list.
I didn't think it
Okay.
was either, but I'm trying to think of the ones that would be low.
You're gonna actually be shocked by this
Oh,
answer, because I'm trying to be objective of like, I did like this movie, but where would it fall compared to the others?
No
And it
way.
is lower.
No way.
I put F1. It has
Oh.
my number 9. Wait, what did you think I was gonna put?
I can't say it'll be blasphemous.
No, what did you say? What did you think?
I thought you were putting Mission Impossible here. I was gonna say, whoa.
You're funny.
I was
You're
gonna say,
funny
you are
for
gagging
that.
me
no,
right now. That's
you're
crazy.
funny for that.
Okay, F1, okay.
No,
I was
I'll
thinking it might be a
never-
little higher on the list. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was on there.
I just didn't want to put it above any of these other movies,
Okay.
honestly. So,
Alright.
anyways, even if I rated
So-
it higher than some of these others, it's like, I just don't want to.
So what do you think my number 9 is?
Ballerina. I don't know.
Ballerina did not make my top 10.
I think that's also a fair rule to like say if it's on the
Yeah,
list or not.
okay.
So Ballerina
Mhm.
did not make my top 10. My
Okay.
number 9 is Elio.
Okay, per.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah.
Super cute. Had some problems for me, which is why it's not why it's a little lower on the list.
Mm-hmm.
But still such a fun time. Everyone go see it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We will come to your house if you don't go see it.
We're going to bring Elio
With,
to you.
know, yeah, with the money and time that we have, right? So, anyways.
So for your number 8, I'm going to say... Oh, I'm trying to look up these ones that also... Do you have Final Destination?
No,
Bloodlines? Oh.
it's not on my list. I put Ballerina as my number 8. I might switch it with my number 7,
Okay.
actually, but it was good. I liked it, guys.
Oh. I think Ballerina was also. I feel like this month has been really funny because this was like a month where like most of these movies were on my top 10.
Yeah.
But then like I watched the next movie and then
Yeah.
it got kicked off.
Yeah.
I feel like almost every movie did that.
Mm-hmm. You're like, well, yeah, okay.
But there
That's
are
fine.
some. So okay, interesting. You love some Eve Macaro. I love some Eve Macaro.
What are we on your number 8?
My number 8. What do you think I'm looking
Is
at?
it Predator? Predator movie?
Predator Killer of Killers is on my list,
Okay.
but at number
not number
8,
8.
I have. That the time that I trusted Ethan Hunt one more time.
Oh,
I do have Mission Impossible:
awesome.
Final Reckoning.
Okay.
I will say I do anticipate this movie is probably going to be out of my top 10 by
Mhm.
the end of the year, which something to say. But overall, so fun. Stunts great. Love seeing this cast. Even if it felt like they maybe didn't have enough time to shine for everyone.
Yeah.
I finally like Sloane, so that is an
Her.
achievement unto itself.
There you go.
So yeah, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. For your number 7, I'm gonna say, is Warfare on here?
It's on my list.
Okay.
My number 7 is Karate Kid Legends. That's
I knew
the
that
one.
was on here somewhere.
Yeah, that's the one I would like. I would probably switch with Ballerina, but I don't know. I had a really good time with Karate Kid, like, and the theater experience was so much fun. Cause I think we were in the back the most out of anyone in our theater, so we got to like react with our bodies and our hands. We're all really.
I remember it felt like we were drunk that night, but
Yeah,
that we hadn't been
we
drinking
were not.
anything.
So it was just like we were so, and I laughed so much. It was, I don't know, it's just such a vibe.
So great.
There you go.
Okay, what do you think my number 7 is?
Is your number 7 Predators?
My number 7 is Predator: Killer of Killers.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes.
So great.
Okay, I
feel
almost
like
didn't
I've-
guess that.
I feel like I've preached this enough this episode, but it's so good, and I literally cannot wait for you to watch that. You have to watch that with me.
Okay.
Me, you,
with
and Cole need to watch
okay.
that.
Okay. Good to know, because I was gonna maybe watch it tomorrow, but anyways, it's fine. It's okay. I have other stuff to watch.
Okay, so your number 6, I'm gonna say you put 28 Years Later.
Yes. Because I didn't like that one as much as you did, but I still really liked it. Like, this whole list, I feel really good about. I'm not, yeah. So I'm happy with it, and I really, really liked what they did in the second half. So there you go, number 6.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So what do you think my number 6 is?
Is your number 6 Warfare?
Warfare is on my list yet to come, but my number 6 is K-pop Demon Hunters.
That's so low.
I fear it
I
might go up a
loved
little
this
bit.
Movie.
It'll go up a little bit, and honestly, if I have to put it up higher, it will be in my top 10 by the end of the year.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
but
I can also
but I
promise you
really
it'll be
love
in my
the
top
movies
10.
ahead of it, and
Yeah.
I fear for now I stand by it. Number 5, I can see myself trading them out.
Okay.
It's like a point lower than everything above it so far right now.
Okay.
It's at an 8.5 for me. It rounds up to a 9.
Yeah.
But if I honestly might round it up to a 9, and it might get up to number 5. Everything else I confidently have above it though.
Okay. Okay.
But I do really love it.
So good. Okay. My number 5.
You're number 5. I'm gonna guess Warfare.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm 2. I got 2. I got 2, and then you have 1 for me.
Okay. I'm still gonna guess Warfare for your number 5.
For my number 5, I have
I feel like I'm missing a movie though.
Karate Kid Legends at number 5.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if you were gonna put that in my top 10.
That's the
Or
one I
in
could
your top
see going under K-pop Demon Hunters, but no,
Yeah.
I love Karate Kid Legends. And watching all of the Karate Kid
really
movies
good.
leading up to it make me appreciate it even more. So,
Yeah, because the first one's good, and then the second and third one are.
and fourth
Ugh.
one, the fourth one's at least watchable.
Yeah.
No, not Karate
Or like
Kid.
the spin-off.
The
whatever.
spin-off with
Yeah.
Taraji Henson.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
so you're number 4. Ooh, I'm trying to think what I have and you have. So I know 2 things that are up here. 3. No, I know what's all in your top 4. I just need to figure out the order. So I think number 4 you put Warfare.
No, I put that at number 5. Did we
You
already
say
skip that one?
Okay, then I'm gonna guess again.
Crazy?
And I
Okay.
don't know what's all in your top 4. I feel like I might be tripping. Unfortunately, I'm caught on camera, so the audience will know if I'm tripping. But your number 4.
How did we skip that? My number 5 is Warfare.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess maybe
Okay.
we didn't say that. I don't
Okay.
know.
Number 4. Ooh, I think I don't know what else is up here. That was number 5. I'm gonna say Thunderbolts.
Nope.
Is that?
Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay.
My top 3 are like locked down. So, there you go.
Oh God.
He's like really trying to figure
I
out.
fear I don't know what one of them is.
Okay.
Am I crazy?
I think you
Am
might be crazy.
I the problem?
I think you might.
Oh God.
Am I on your number 4 to guess?
Yes.
I've guessed your number 5.
Yes. My
No,
5 was
'cause
Karate,
that
Kid Legends.
Yeah. Warfare.
My number Warfare continues to be on my list. Number 4 was the Thunderbolts.
Okay, I was stuck between those two. Okay. Per.
Okay, you're number 3. Oh. What the heck is that third one I'm missing?
It's like not hard. I fear you probably think you're either missing a huge movie or you think I've already said one and I haven't. It's on camera. I haven't said these 3. So,
Oh my gosh.
it is a very obvious top 3 for me.
I'm trying to just think of the movie.
Maybe the Warfare thing tripped you up.
Maybe.
Cuz like, I mean, if you don't have I know you I don't even know. I can't even say anything. Okay.
I'm so tripping to figure out
Just
what
say
that
one.
is.
Just say one.
Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna say, is it? Is it?
Just say it.
28 years later.
I already said
You
that
already
one.
said that one. Is it? Man, what movies came out this year? Is it Thunderbolts?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
My top 2 are so obvious right now. That's crazy. Now, what order? Maybe, but like, you should know.
What am I missing?
You probably think I've said one of them already.
I guess I must,
I haven't though.
but I fear it's just not. I fear whatever one of them is not in my top 10 at all.
They
feels
better be, or you're
crazy.
forgetting it. You're forgetting it. I'll
I
reiterate
fear
my
you're
10
going to
through
say one
3.
of them, and I'm gonna like reveal that I didn't like it, and I'm so scared of what that is.
No, that's definitely not the case.
Okay.
I promise. I'll reiterate my 10 through 3.
Okay.
Before
What do
doing
you
my
think
number
my number 3 is?
I think I don't even know what I've guessed at this point. I'm like lost. Warfare.
Warfare is still on my list,
Are you?
but my number 3 is 28 years later.
Honestly, I'm shocked it's that low. So I thought that was gonna be your number 1. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say on that. So that's.
Your number 2. Anyways, back to guessing on my part,
Do
which
you
has
want
gone
me
really
to reiterate,
great.
or do you want to just try to guess?
Okay, repeat your list to this point.
I feel like you're gonna get it once I reiterate. Starting from 10 to going to 3.
Okay.
Elio, F1, Ballerina, Karate Kid, Legends, 28 Years Later, Warfare, Mission Impossible, Thunderbolts. Should we?
No. Oh my god, I
Yeah,
am dumb.
yeah.
Is it K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yes.
I was thinking you said that already.
Yes.
For some reason.
That's
it's because
what
I
was,
said it already.
Yeah.
That's why.
I knew
Okay.
that's what was happening here because I'm like, I promise you these top 2. Like, one of them's already in your top 10, and the other one's probably your number 1. So.
Okay, what do you think my top 2 is?
Warfare.
It is Warfare.
Thank you, and I know what your number 1 is now. So
Gosh,
cool.
Should we say our number 1 on 3?
3, 2, 1. Sinners.
You can't,
everybody. Bad. I just like know you didn't forget Sinners. So what's happening right now? So I was
After we
like,
talked about K-pop Demon Hunters for so long.
you
Oh
just
my
thought I
gosh.
said it. No.
That's crazy. Okay. So, also real quick, just to go through them, but I figured it also in vain with the conversations we have, might be nice to go through what our top 10 movies of the year box office wise is. So
Okay.
just very quickly,
Oh yeah.
at number 10 we have Paddington in Peru.
Damn, that's holding on.
Well, to be fair, I'm sure it did really well in the UK.
That's true.
Then at number 9 we have Disney's Snow White.
Wait. My honorable mentions for
ahead.
movies, it was Materialist, Companion, and Novocaine. I
Great-
forgot. I
great
wanted to shout
shouts.
those out.
So it's number 9. Number 8, we have Final Destination Bloodlines. Love to see it. Number 7 of the year, we have Sinners.
Per.
At number 6, we
I'm
have.
sad that that's not going to stay in the top 10, but
It still
that's
did very.
awesome.
It's still one of the highest, like most profitable movies.
yeah.
At number 6, we have Thunderbolts. At number 5, we have Captain America: Brave New World.
Okay.
Number 4 is How to Train Your Dragon. Number 3 is Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Love to see it for that movie.
Yeah.
Number 2, we have Lilo and Stitch. And at number 1 still is a Minecraft movie. We
Did you
shall.
say How to Train Your Dragon?
Yes,
Am I
How to
crazy?
Train Your Dragon
Number
was
4?
number 4.
Okay. Per. Nice.
So very interesting to see what's stuck around. F1 is definitely going to get into the top 10 probably next week.
Yeah.
Which, per?
Also, can I do a quick rundown of the July releases, the
Absolutely.
main ones? So I'm sure we're missing some because this is a really short list, and this includes shows. So I'm sure we're missing some. Anyways, we have in order of release: Jurassic World: Rebirth, Superman, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Smurfs same weekend, and Eddington. Oh no, I think Eddington and Fantastic Four I think are the same weekend.
Not Pedro Pascal doing a double feature.
And then Oh Hi is like a romance movie with I think Logan Lerman.
Okay.
And then some. I think I know the girl too. I want to say the girl is who Carmi is dating from The Bear,
Per?
Claire or whatever her stupid name is. I don't like her. So, anyways.
Interesting.
But I mean, nothing against the actress as far as I know. So, anyways. And then shows, we have The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 and Sandman Season 2, which I have not seen the first one because I wasn't that into it. Maybe I'll try again.
Oh, it's so gay. It is so
I
gay.
thought you were going to say it so good.
It is. But a part of it is because it's...
Well, yes.
It's... yes,
That
it's good, but it's
too.
gay!
More importantly is...
Oh my gosh. No, it's
That's
so...
funny.
And it's so casual queer, which is... which I think is like the best representation. It's so...
Sure.
Ugh. I love it. I love it so much. There's like one
bad character,
Okay.
but like he's even in one of like the best episodes.
Okay.
So it's like even
Sure.
even like the worst aspect of the show is like hidden by all of the good stuff to me.
Sure.
I love it so much. But I'm very excited for season 2, and they know it's the final season, so I'm expecting a good send off. I
Yeah.
get to see all of the other endless siblings, which I'm so excited about because I think they're the most interesting. Did you ever see like did you ever even meet Desire? Oh my God, you're watching. We're
I don't
going
even
through
know.
that.
Okay. Do I need to wait for you, or can I watch it on my own? Season 1.
Let me see if Cole has watched
Okay.
it. If
Okay,
Cole
okay,
hasn't
okay.
watched it, then we're watching it all together.
Okay. I thought
Although
he
I
had,
think he
but
has.
I think he has.
So I fear you just need to get with the program.
I'm sorry.
If you catch
I'm
up to season,
sorry.
if you catch up on season 1, we can watch season 2 together.
Okay. Sounds good.
But in the summer, I turned pretty. Season 3, not super excited about it. Super hyped for Fantastic Four. Super hopeful for Superman.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four is one like I know I'll enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Superman is one I'm really hoping I'll enjoy. It looks really strong so
Yeah.
far.
Mm-hmm.
But I fear I can see there being elements that like make me not like it.
Okay.
And that's what I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
I fear right now my expectation is at like a 7.5 again.
Okay.
I'm hoping for higher. I'm really hoping I really like it.
Yeah.
Smurfs. How are you feeling about Smurfs?
Anyways.
And then honestly, you guys don't have to wait all that much longer to see how we feel about Jurassic World Rebirth because that's coming out this weekend and we will have a video on it.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
Yeah.
I think our last thing we wanted to do in this episode was check on our draft scores. So, gang, right now I have 4 of my 8 movies, so I'm halfway done. You have 5 of your 8 movies done, so you are over halfway
Almost
done.
there. I have Jurassic World, Superman, and Smurfs are my last 3.
Correct. My last ones are Fantastic Four, Weapons, Freakier Friday, and The Bad Guys 2.
Right. I'm forgetting that one as well.
So, in my picks, I have How to Train Your Dragon with 77 points, which is the highest so far. Then I have Dangerous Animals, which gave me 56 points. Megan 2.0, which gave me 53 points. Isn't it crazy that it's behind
That's
Dangerous Animals?
crazy. It'll get there, hopefully. Actually, I don't know.
That's a
Because the only other
great
thing left
perspective.
is box office. And,
office.
so maybe not. Anyways.
And Life of Chuck, which is the lowest of the scores, which is out of 48.
Yeah. Because it didn't.
Because it didn't get a cinema score.
Yeah,
is where
and
it
barely
really
got
gets
a
screwed
release,
over.
so box office is nothing as well.
Yeah, but I hate to
That's
see
hard.
Dangerous Animals beating Life of Chuck. That's
And
brutal out here.
Megan, like, that's just crazy.
Anyway, so that leaves me at a total of 234 points. You had, going from top to bottom, we're going to go F1, which gave you 70 points, which is the second highest. Then we had Elio, which gave you 67. Ballerina, which gave you 65. 28 Years Later gave you 57. And Materialist gave you 52.
Per?
So, and Materialist is your lowest, which is just one higher than my lowest. So, overall, you are with 311 points, which is a 77-point lead, which means you are
You need another banger.
You're an entire How to Train Your Dragon ahead of me.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you're probably going to get that with Fantastic Four, but then I also have Superman. So
We'll see. I think it's going to be...
And Jurassic World.
I don't know. I think
We'll
there's
see,
some
so-
potential for me to catch up, but I need people to get really in the mood to watch movies in August.
And Weapons needs to be as highly rated as we think it's going to be, you know? Like, it needs to get that 100, you know? Like, minimum of 95, you know? That's just going to... That's going to be so great, though.
I'm so looking forward to it. So, that, I think, is going to be our episode for you, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
So, let us know, what does your top 10s of the year look like so far? What are your favorite movies and shows that you've been watching? What are you looking forward to in our month of July. And
That's all there is for that.
yeah,
So,
and that's it. I don't want to hear anything else.
Go home. I'm just kidding.
What are you still doing here? The episode's over. Go full Ferris Bueller with it.
Anyways,
Thank you guys
Bye.
so much for watching. I'm your host, Luke.
I'm your other host, Alicia.
And thank you guys so much for listening to Not So Straight Nerds.
Bye.